Okay, we are recording. So now we'll go over what happened last time.
All right, I got really cool, awesome mage powers.
Yes, you tapped more into your magical powers that are there. The thing that happened.
Yay! I did a thing.
All without telling anyone. Just went off on your own. It's fine.
I'm used to people telling me, no, that's a bad idea.
Not in this game.
I love having people in the house at the same time. As soon as you said I got mage powers, the horror suspense music just starts playing in the distant background. It's a sign of bad luck. I'm sorry. We're gonna die.
Well, yeah, that happens almost every week.
Didn't someone die by the floor? Specifically by a floor?
Hey, I'm gonna be right back myself. I'm gonna look for that shell I lost.
Okay. Everyone's leaving. We started and then everyone left.
Dion, I love the beard.
Yeah, thank you.
I actually have one. Let me. Bad angle, but
There you go.
There you go.
it's been shaved. I originally had it down to here, even though I'm 19. I had it down to out here.
Oh, it's about time as the weather starts to warm up. I have to shave my fur off.
I got pranked and they shaved it while I was asleep.
Really? Oh, no, that would upset me greatly. In the winter, I like to grow my beard out. Steve there, he grows his goatee year round.
He has an amazing goatee.
Thank you.
It's everything I wish my beard was when I had it. I had the mountain man beard.
I had that too, but there was a gradient. My goatee was down to about here, and the rest of my beard was where the goatee is now. It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
When it was the most accurate when I was wood chopping for a bit, but I had to take a break because I took my hatchet right into the knee.
Oh, but that felt great.
Actually, I didn't feel it whatsoever.
Hmm.
I mean, I was almost bleeding out, but at the same time, I clean and sharpen my axe and polish and everything. It's basically my baby. And even after it, there was no blood on it. It was still clean and polished.
Ouch.
Weird fact that I focused more on the axe than my leg, but we all got our things.
It'd have probably done more damage if it was dull. So.
But I have now
Laura's
just
got
a
some more.
giant scar on my thigh from where it chopped right in.
Oh, ow. Yeah. Anyway, so Dolores got some more magic, access to her magic. You guys learned some fun things about Corbin and Daniel Malloy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fun things.
Yeah, fun things.
Yeah. I forgot all about that.
Yeah, I'm looking at my notes and it's just a brainstorm. Like my notes remind me of nothing. Like if y'all bring some stuff up, I look at my notes like, oh yeah, here, yeah. But there's no reading through my notes.
You
That's
guys,
right. I went to U of L campus and was doing stuff there when I got the call.
you're looking for me. Yeah, you went looking for her.
Yeah, and then we
You
needed
found her in
to
the library.
go, right.
She walked through a wall.
We were going to stay there. I was planning on staying there and going to the medical campus
Okay,
because blood work and things.
okay.
Right, yes, you extracted blood from Corbin.
Yep.
Um,
Who did I call to help me analyze that?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Was it Professor Orman? Were you talking to him?
We did talk to him
You did talk to
about
him.
the safe house. He's in Louisville. They're setting all that stuff up.
Well, he's in LA. But you guys have a very quick access to his safe house.
We called Professor Ormond and he came here.
Yes, he did. He flew in to help. You were correct. I forgot about that.
The gang's all there, and I did make a serious note to remind us we need to get everybody to the safe house like 10 minutes ago.
Mhm.
We've been wasting time instead of getting in there.
But we did leave off with you on the phone with Cameron. And he had sent you a link to a news article. Which we will pick up there. So you two are on the U of L campus. You've gotten this call from Cameron. And I'm assuming you opened the news article.
Yeah.
It talks about a man appearing outside of Independence Memorial, which is a very familiar hospital to you, with no memory of who he was or how he got there. Witnesses around say that he just seemed to appear. They didn't see him walk up to the hospital at all. But they're, you know, in their own lives, they kind of say for certain that he hadn't have walked up. But then they give a description of the man who they're referring to as John Doe, and the description is scarily similar to your father, exactly as he was the day you watched him die.
Okay, where is Independence Memorial? I can't remember.
It's in Independence, Iowa,
Okay.
which is the closest to, it's the biggest city to where you grew up.
Okay. Been in and out of Iowa 15 times the last 3 days.
Yep, I was just thinking the same thing, back to Iowa.
No, we've got to prioritize things. Currently, we can't really. Shit. I don't really feel comfortable breaking away right now. I think we should send somebody to get my dad.
So the angel. We might not have an angel after that.
What am I doing? Where are you sending me? I'm not a messenger boy. You all know that, right?
But
Uh,
we're really good at it, though.
I died. Okay, sure. I've been. Okay, yeah. I've just been demoted down to messenger errand boy.
I mean,
I mean,
we
there's
did
always
pretty-
worse things.
it's, better than jail for eternity.
I'll say it for you this time, rude.
A little bit.
If we were being referring to you as a messenger, we would have to concede that you're at Apollo level. UPS has nothing on you. And
What
then-
is that?
Show my phone. Think I found out where Dad went.
I always wondered what happened when you opened those doors.
Apparently, this is one thing that can happen. Would you be a deer and go steal my maybe dad for me?
Okay. This could be difficult. I don't know how willing he's gonna be if he doesn't remember anything. Might be worse if he remembers things. We'll find out. And he is that Steven is here.
I think the messenger god was Hermes, not Apollo.
Oh,
Apollo was the god of the sun.
It depends on if it's Greek or Roman, because in Roman mythology, the sun god also delivered messages on his
Did he?
chariot.
That's something I didn't know. I forgot where was I when we left off?
You were in Eloise's place, I imagine. You guys are back in Louisville.
Mhm.
That's right. Yeah, I
Hanging
did
out
stay
with
behind.
son of a biscuit.
Professor Norman there, Preston's there.
Yes, President and Preston.
You have the bodies of Corbin and Aiden.
No, not bodies. They're sleeping, not
Oh, I
dead.
can't remember. Did you put Aiden to sleep too, or just Corbin?
Yeah, I tranquilized them both.
Okay, super. the 2 tranquilized bodies. The 2 tranquilized 18-year-olds.
You're a fantastic cop.
And John, I don't remember where you were or what you were doing.
I think he was playing with Legos.
I think so.
Yeah.
Couldn't figure out what you were doing last game. I'm pretty sure you got distracted and playing with Legos. But I think that's it. Do you want to come help me run some blood work real quick before we leave?
Yeah, absolutely.
See if my credentials still work here.
I got what I needed here.
Look back towards the not door. I certainly hope so. We're gonna have to have a talk about all this voodoo stuff that you seem to be embracing.
Why? Isn't it?
Sacrilegious, unsafe, flat out scary. Yep, all those things.
Guess where y'all headed?
To the medical campus at U of L.
Okay.
It shouldn't be too far from where we were, a few buildings over maybe.
It's not far walk at all. You guys have a pretty good memory of the campus. Even if well, you spent a fair deal of time in the medical building.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know where you're going. Probably even know which professors would be willing to help you.
We're gonna go try and find one of those.
Okay. You remember one of your. Oh, I thought you were rolling something.
I wasn't, but
Okay.
I rolled a 3 for nothing.
You remember that one of your favorite professors that was always willing to sneak in after lab hours and let you play around in lab and other students like that was Professor Richards. He takes great joy in watching his students experiment and learn past him. And as far as you're aware, he still works there. And it's your best bet. He's probably willing to get you in wherever you needed to, if you couldn't get in there yourself.
Cool. I will shoot him a text when we're walking over and see if he's on campus.
Okay. Let's see what day it is. Here is, excuse me? Well, I don't know what day it is. My date card is missing. Oh, it's not here.
I didn't do it.
So we're just gonna pretend it's a weekday. That's fine. Do you tell him who it is, or you just send a text?
Yeah. If we're not like commonly contact, I'll introduce myself. Ask him if he's anywhere near campus.
Okay. Shortly after, it doesn't take too long. You do get a text back, saying that he is on campus and he's willing to speak with you. He's interested to see what you have for him.
Head straight there.
Okay.
And tell him working and have a weird assignment, and we're trying to figure out what's going on with this blood here.
Okay. And just for Professor Richards is your appearance-wise very stereotypical mad scientist.
Oh, great.
He's got the white frizzed up hair, the
Full-on Doc Brown.
yeah, full-on Doc Brown appearance going on. But little bit more sane. Tiny bit. But he'll bring you into the lab. You mind if I watch and help?
Sure. Just looking for any abnormalities. Extra set of eyes can never hurt.
Sounds good. Let's get to work then. So you guys set into work.
All I'll tell them is that we're looking for a hereditary pathology potentially with no apparent symptoms yet. But it's like kind of a thesis statement for a friend or something like that.
Alexander,
Yo.
you are currently in the emergency room, getting your arm seen to. It was recently clawed by something that you claim to have seen. You're telling the doctors all these things. They do not believe you. They think you're insane. But they're patching you up anyway. When all of a sudden the doctors that are patching you up just stand up and leave. And as they leave, a man comes in, average looking guy, nothing too special about him. But he walks over to you and, so I hear you have quite a story to tell.
Yes, I do.
Mind sharing with me?
Over a glass of whiskey for sure.
And you watch as he snaps his fingers and a full bottle of whiskey appears in his hand.
Oh, so could he fix my arm? It's pretty weird not being able to feel my arm for a moment.
Yeah, that looks like it hurts. Yeah, 1 second. And he puts his other hand on your arm and closes his eyes, and you watch as his hand glows blue, and you slowly get feeling back into your arm, and you watch as the wounds seal themselves closed.
Oh, quite the magician, I see.
Something like that. So I heard you ranting. Shadows attacked you.
Yeah, I was doing an engineer's task, as we do, as we're hired to. Next thing you know, a bunch of shadows started just attacking out of nowhere. I don't remember what happened. All I know is darkness, suddenly nothing, but an intense heat of pain, and then nothing to the void. I take a sip of whiskey.
It's really good whiskey. Really expensive, nice whiskey.
I pour him a glass too because my character isn't completely.
Yeah, he'll take it from you. He'll drink it. But I also heard you saying you want to find out what happened.
Of course, who wouldn't? A world without solutions is just a bunch of mysteries, and that's frustrating.
It is, isn't it? I think I have the perfect people for you to meet. We should have one more person to come collect first. Just come on with me. Well, they're not going to bother you.
So, can I get should we stop by and get my stuff first, or will it be arranged?
What was that?
I'm asking him do we stop and get my stuff, or is it arranged? I don't know how this whole doctor thing works.
Oh, we'll get it. Don't worry about it. It's not a problem. I'll just, make it appear wherever we end up. Like I said, we gotta pick up someone else and then head back.
I start following, but I'm skipping with that bottle of whiskey.
Okay. He leads you through the hospital, through the ER, and you're watching. He's walking, and not a single doctor is paying him or you any attention. You guys walk right into the main hospital, into just the general population ward, and he approaches a room and just walks right on in, and you see a man lying there in probably about his 40s. Doesn't seem to be anything wrong with him physically, but he looks over at the door and just looks confused. Doesn't say much. But this man you were following walks over to him and places his hand on his arm, and you see a familiar blue glow that you just saw with your own. And he says, "It's nice to see you again, old friend." He looks back at you. You ready to go?
Yeah. I honestly thought for a moment you're gonna have me ice an old man for a moment.
No.
Wouldn't be the first time, but let's just say it's not pleasant.
You are going to be interesting. I like you. And with that, you watch as the world in front of you shifts. And you see images that are inexplainable, multitudes of colors you didn't even know existed, flash before your eyes. And then Gilbert, you watch as Stephen Dunn and two men you don't recognize appear in Eloise's living room in front of you.
Well,
But
whoa.
Alexander, you appear in a apartment building. And you'll make a plan.
All right. What's going on here?
Eloise sent me on a pickup mission. I brought him back and an extra person.
You brought who back?
And her father. You should probably call her and tell her that he's here. And that I brought
I see. And a friend. All right then. As I'm doing this, I'll go ahead and text Eloise that her father's here. Well, you mind introducing me?
Right, awfully rude. I honestly didn't catch his name. I didn't introduce myself either. Not too good at social interaction.
That's understandable.
What is your name?
Are we talking about me?
Yeah, look at you.
I look at my hand and it's smudged writing. I think it reads Alexander. I'm just gonna play as my character's a drunk. It's a slight drunk, so he has to write his name down.
Right, so this is Alexander. Alexander, this is Gilbert. My name is Steven. We all know each other now. Great.
I guess we'll get this all figured out when Eloise comes back. In the meantime, I guess you all could just have a seat.
Don't mind the comatose teenagers.
Yeah, so you came into this apartment building, so you noticed Gilbert, who you can describe your character if you want.
So
yeah, I'd like a sort of a lanky, not very muscular, dorky. And I don't know if I have glasses or not. I have contacts. I don't have glasses. I have contacts. Yeah, not much really to see.
And then you look around, you also see a man in his 50s or 60s with long silver hair, with his hair pulled back into a ponytail, and his arms just covered in tattoos. He's sitting there reading over a book and doesn't seem to pay you too much attention. But on well, where did you leave the bodies? Did you leave them on the floor, or are they in a bed?
Oh, we didn't just dump them on the floor.
That's what I'm
Come on
saying.
now. I've had really bad luck putting people in beds and closing doors, so probably on like the couch.
Okay, so on the couch, there are two teenage boys lying comatose.
I proceed to poke the bodies. That's no questions, just poke them.
Hey, hey, don't do that.
Just checking if they're alive.
They
I
are
mean,
very
I'm
much
not gonna
alive.
question if you have dead people in your house, but still got to let me check if they're alive.
Well, you just appeared out of nowhere, so I think whether or not we have dead people here will be less on the question as to how you got here.
I point to the magic man. This magic boy over here. This wizard magic
Right.
guy.
Yeah, Steve. Yeah.
I'm gonna offer you a glass of whiskey. I don't know if your character can handle his whiskey.
No, thank you.
I'm gonna describe my character. He's like a young Santa Claus and a Russian bear had a baby, and that baby looked like a Hagrid, but actually attractive. I don't know if you guys can get that image in your head, but I can imagine it.
No, I got a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah. So, did you say you texted Eloise?
Yes.
He said he texted that my dad was there.
Okay. So yes, Eloise, you get that text while you are working with Professor Richards. What are you doing while they're working?
Was the old man the guy that I was about to murder? Like thought I was going to murder?
No. So the men you came here with, one introduced himself as Steven. The other's just kind of looking around.
What are
But
you doing?
no, the older man that's reading a book was already in the apartment when you arrived. But yeah, so what are you doing while they're working on blood samples?
Nah, that's a bad
I'm
idea.
surprised they already did.
Shut up. I'm gonna. Where are we again? The hospital?
No, you guys are in the medical building at UO.
Okay.
In one of the labs with the professor.
Oh, so we're doing really boring stuff.
Well, you would be,
You love books and studying though.
like Eloise is actually probably more lighthearted than she's been in a while, talking to one of her favorite professors about medicine.
That's not what Dolores is doing. She's staring at Eloise.
Probably.
Okay.
You're paying attention to your blood work. Yes, you get that text message. Shortly after Professor Richards types up. Yeah, go ahead and roll medicine. 4. Rick.
We found it.
Yeah, he pulls you over to what a blood sample he was looking at, and come look at this.
Next time I have
And
to say
he
something.
drags you over, and something is definitely abnormal about this blood sample that you have. It's only reading as 75% human DNA. The other 25% you haven't seen in humans, animals, anything. You've never seen DNA construction like this. And it even past that 25%, parts of the other DNA, while can appear in humans, are rare makeups that don't make sense together.
Okay.
Basically, this shouldn't exist. This shouldn't be possible. And yet you're staring at this and it apparently is.
Okay.
So, what exactly did you have me looking at here?
Long story, bad ending. If I can get you a check, could you run every test imaginable on this?
Let's see, why not?
Everything you can figure out.
I mean, I'm definitely intrigued, so yeah, I can do that.
Let me see his
Question.
license for a second.
Hmm?
I'm gonna ask him, let me see his license for a second.
My driver's license? My medical license? What license you want?
Pick one, something with your picture.
Pulls out his wallet from his back pocket. Pulls out his driver's license and hands it over.
Take a picture of it, hand it back to him, send it to the director. Do we need consulting fees? Run lab tests for us.
Now, is this money also buying silence?
Yeah, there will most definitely be an NDA coming through here by the time your results are up.
Okay with that. I'm just curious.
Yeah, I probably should have mentioned that first before we got into this, but it's been
This isn't my first NDA blood work I've done.
very, very strong.
Strangest I've seen, but not the first one. So
I work with a specialized division at the Bureau, and this may be the first case quite like this that you've run across.
I can tell that much, yeah.
Yeah, the bad thing about cases like this is once you pop, you can't stop. They're the Pringles of the frustrating work world, to put it lightly. And at any rate, it's been really great catching up.
Definitely.
I need to get back on site with a few things. I will have somebody swing by here if I'm not able to very shortly. Like I said, there'll be paperwork on their way from the field office.
Perfect. I'm going to greatly enjoy experimenting and looking at this.
Yeah. Anybody that I don't tell you about comes sniffing around about it.
I don't know a thing.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Well, you two have fun, whatever you're doing. Can't say I imagined I'd see you two together again.
We work together.
Really? Yeah. Interesting.
The consultant.
She didn't really run in the same circles back in college.
I didn't run in circles.
I was trying to, yeah, okay. I'm gonna leave. You two have fun.
Thanks, Professor Richards. It's been real. We'll have to get together for supper after all this is taken care of.
Yep, and maybe some drinks.
Definitely drinks.
I'm gonna, he escort y'all out. Lock you back to the door.
All right.
Where y'all headed?
Back home.
Okay.
We gotta get everybody out of there into the safe house and stuff and things.
Okay. It's a little bit of a trip back home. Not too terribly long, but long enough for things to possibly happen. Gilbert, Alexander, what are y'all doing? Why are you shaking your
I'm
head?
still poking the dead body. Well, not the dead bodies, but the unconscious body.
Still wondering if something happened. Depending on what they're doing.
15, 20-minute drive.
Oh shit. I'm sorry.
I'm
I didn't hear
gonna-
what you said.
I'm just gonna keep poking the unconscious bodies. There's so much else to do, but I feel like that's just something I would physically do. It's just like, you know, it's a new area. I can always eventually, hopefully, come back, but this is my one time seeing a non-dead body.
No, I'm love it. Okay. So Gilbert, this new guy is just poking Corbin's body.
All right.
Every now and then Aiden's.
All right. I'm gonna have to move closer to him, and hey, you really gotta stop that. It's a little rude. They are important, and they are fine. It's a little bit violating for you to poke their bodies while they're unconscious.
Can we stop saying bodies?
If you can't stop, then you'll have to leave.
Could I actually try doing rolling a medical check to try to wake them up?
You can totally do that. Roll medicine check.
Oh,
Let me actually check my. Oh, I have a 50 first aid, so this is good. So D20 or D10?
A D100, and you're trying to roll lower than your total. So if you have a 50, you're trying to roll lower than a 50. So if you have real life dice, you're rolling a D10 and a percentile die, or 2D10.
2D10s?
You just need to make sure which one, which one is the tens place and which one's the ones place.
I do not. I have to use a virtual one. My current
That's
ones
fine.
have been eaten by a dog.
If you're using virtual, you can just roll a D100.
Poor dog.
Okay, that. As soon as you said that, I rolled an actual 2.
Nice.
Here,
Just gonna need you to pick a name. You trying to wake up Corbin or Aiden?
either one's fine. Let's. I'll flip a coin.
Flip a coin for me. 1 is Corbin, 2 is Aiden. Well, heads is Corbin, tails is Aiden. No.
Tails.
Okay, you're trying to wake up Aiden. You go over and check him out, and he is alive and perfectly healthy. As you're checking him out, you happen to notice there is a puncture spot. Where'd y'all get him?
We fed them.
You fed them, that's right.
My old school.
Yeah, I remember that. He's just unconscious. You tried to shake him awake, and his body involuntarily moves, but he's pretty asleep.
I think that was.
With your amount of trying to wake him up, you can probably assume something put him to sleep, or else he would have been awake.
Now my character's
my place?
obviously getting suspicious.
There would be a few liquor bottles laying around considering the week we've had.
I'm gonna run a background check on Alexander, why he does this too.
How are you running a background check? You have his first name?
Yeah, his face.
Yeah,
Isn't Johnny still there?
Yeah, everyone that was here is still here.
You can talk to Magic Man, I guess. Magic Man knows all magic.
You talking about Steven?
Wait, he's the magic one?
Steven is the one that teleported you here, yes.
huh?
Yes, ask Magic Steven. Stevie Wonder. I feel like you would have to ask him for background check. I mean, he is magic.
Well, you don't know he's running a background check. He's gonna do it secretly.
I know, I'm just saying you're asking how he would do that. I was just addressing the idea.
Okay, gotcha. Where are you from? Wasn't my phone? Oh wait, it was everything. Everything fell.
All the things.
Everything fell. No, Coco. No. 1d6, 2d6, 3d6, 1d10, another d10.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what's going on? My mom
I
was
dropped
talking to me.
everything.
Oh.
I elbowed it off the table. I'm real talented. Okay, so background check. Do you have a last name?
Nope. My character's almost like a complete. I don't know. I would say a hermit. He's a mechanic, but he doesn't really exist much out besides that.
Sounds about right, mechanic.
Okay.
He's just hired for a job. He doesn't ask questions. He doesn't know anything. His parents just This is your name. You do this. No questions asked.
If you've been hired for a job that's not under the table, you've had to fill out paperwork.
Yeah, so I mean, you find him, but you don't find any information that is
No criminal
alarming
record.
or unsettling. Yeah, no criminal record, something like that.
Even though my character did admit to murdering an old man at one point.
No, but you're never caught. You're good. But about this time, Eloise and Dolores, you have made it home.
On a video game. There's no fucking playing right now. You can get rid of it.
You two have made it home.
All right.
So Alexander, while you're sitting there and still poking the bodies and trying to wake Aiden up, so you two walk in. You see a young Santa Claus.
Everyone's just gonna be a stereotype of Santa Claus. I love this.
Trying.
Hey, Gilbert,
Yeah.
why is the cast of Wrong Turn poking my friend?
I'm not sure. This guy, he popped up with Steven.
Yeah, that's.
I've been trying to get it. I've been trying to get things under control. He's tampering with Corbin and what's his name's body? What is the other one's name?
Aiden.
Aiden. Corbin and Aiden's body.
That makes a lot of
I'm
sense.
gonna interrupt you two, but gentlemen, right here. So far with my medical practice, they're pretty knocked out. Are you sure that one of you guys didn't just roofie these children?
No, I did not use Rooflin. I used prescription narcotics that I'm licensed to distribute. Kindly step
Okay.
away from the teenagers under my care. I'll slide my jacket open and show you the badge.
Yeah. So the person talking to you is a tiny woman, but one of the most beautiful women you've ever seen, but very small. And but she pulls her coat back, and you see an FBI badge on her hip.
My character, being the very persuasive idiot he is, he just shows his crowbar like it's some sort of badge. And you know what? I have a 75. I want to see what happens if I roll with this.
Okay, so my sidearm's drawn.
Great.
I rolled a
Nice
53 out of my 75. It works barely.
Okay. Steven steps in between you two. Okay, so tensions are a little high.
Oh, it wasn't a threat. It's just like me imitating.
Yeah, she was threatening you. I brought him here because I overheard him telling the doctors interesting things, and figured he needed help. This would be helpful, right? I don't know. I thought it was fun.
Is my dad in the room?
He is. He was, which at this point, you look over, and he had been looking at photos that you have on the wall, including photos you have with him from when you were little. And he is just staring at you, eyes wide. And last time he saw you, you were a little girl.
Great, you're awake. This is going exactly how I planned. Steven, kindly tend to the +1 that no one invited. Please and thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Come with me, please. I'm trying to get my dad to walk back towards the bedroom with me.
Yeah, it takes a moment because he's just in shock, but eventually follows you.
How can you not be waking up in that room? Like, is our professor and Preston still off in the corner talking a bunch of Cthulhian hoodoo?
Yeah, they were, but they're now kind of looking at your dad too, and are respectively keeping their distance, allowing you to have the moments you need. But they're almost in a similar state of shock. even though they kind of knew it was coming.
Yeah, I'm going to, just walk him back to the bedroom. Ask him, you gotta try to get him to sit down. Ask if he remembers anything at all. If he recognizes me. Excuse me.
I didn't until Steven came in the room. But I don't, I'm missing time. I know I am. I don't.
Did you know who you are? You know who I am?
The pictures help. I'm not comprehending how you are who you are.
Well, it's been a long time.
Apparently.
I wouldn't be able to contain it anymore. Just give him a hug.
Yeah, and he grabs you right back. And it's, go ahead and roll sanity check for me. Because you get immediately teleported back to your childhood.
Yeah, 51. I think that's good-ish. Yeah, current 72.
Okay. Yeah, you're fine. But you definitely feel the nostalgia and the emotions. You haven't hugged your dad since you were 10 years old.
Yeah, I mean, it's let it out. Just go on and cry.
Yeah.
There'd be no point in her even trying to fight that at this point.
And he does his best to console you, comfort you, trying to be strong while you're down. So, but eventually you both are able to compose yourselves. I don't understand how I'm here. The last thing I remember before showing up at that hospital was being at that hospital.
Yeah. That's going to be really hard to explain. And I can't tell you about that without telling you about work. And honestly, it just got you back. I'm not talking about work right now. I'm going to go grab us a bottle of something 80 proof. And we're going to do a little bit of reminiscing before we play catch up.
Sounds good.
Lily's not his daughter, right?
No, it's Cameron's daughter.
Right. I'll try to avoid talking about my mom.
Okay.
Until we get to the catch up part.
Okay. So you go ahead and get y'all a drink. You go back into the room. And you spend your time reminiscing. What's everyone else doing while Eloise is preoccupied?
Do I have like a ring?
Before we answer that question, our new friend here, his arm, nothing seems wrong with it. It looks fine. It looks like across 3 claw marks, but they're not there. There's no claw marks there. But you can see black lines across his arm that are shadowy.
Jeez, gosh.
But no one else seems to be reacting to this, so
Don't touch
at
it.
this point are assuming that you're the only one seeing this.
Don't touch it.
Damn it, get out of my head. That was my first fucking thought was how much I'm gonna touch.
You really need to not typecast yourself. You typecast yourself. You need to, one of your characters has to not. All right.
Dolores is smart, remember?
Okay, Dolores is smart, you're right. Okay, so I don't touch it. I just go, so what's up with your arm?
Alexander, you look down at your arm, there's nothing wrong with your arm. I mean, it hurt like hell earlier, because it, was almost severed, but nothing wrong with it now.
Well, it was scratched, and the rest Mr. Magic Man over there did. He healed it. Gives my arm a good thwack with the crowbar.
I don't think you healed him all the way, buddy.
You missed a head one.
Really?
My character is pretty smart, but he likes to play stupid. That's my whole point of a character.
I healed him perfectly fine.
Dog.
Can I roll a Constitution with my crowbar hit? Because he really did hit himself with the crowbar.
You can roll a brawl check.
This is not going well. I have a 70 in it. This can't possibly go well.
We'll just see how much damage.
I rolled a natural 1.
Well, you rolled 2 dice.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 in this is really good.
I know, but we're talking about hitting myself with a crowbar on the arm.
So what'd you roll on your dice? Because you had to roll 2 dice.
I rolled a 1 twice.
So you have an 11. That's important. Okay. I mean, yeah, no, that hurt. I mean, your arm hurts now. It didn't when she asked you the question, though. You do take 1 point of damage, though, for hitting yourself in the arm with a crowbar.
Trying to flex and be strong instead hurts self.
Mhm.
Sounds like a me character thing. This is gonna be fun. I hope you guys aren't getting annoyed already.
You know, Alexander, maybe you should relax and set the crowbar down. Why don't you have a seat over there till we can get things figured out?
Can I real quick just look for a good book to read while they're doing their own thing?
Oh, yeah. You've got books in your apartment, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he's in the first aid, there would be a lot of medical literature.
Ooh.
Yeah, you know, there's a lot of medical literature and textbooks.
If
You're
I read,
obviously in the home of someone who knows medicine well, or at least
but
wants to know medicine well.
You know, there'd be a lot of psychology stuff too. Obviously.
if I read a book, do I gain any knowledge, or is it just entertainment? Like
You
it's
have to
sanity.
spend a large deal of time studying it. Like there's an actual like training system in Cthulhu, but it would take more than the time you have.
Okay, I pick a book at random and I just let my character read while you guys do you.
It's my retirement plan for Eloise.
No, I'm gonna move in.
Black marks on his arm?
No. You see them though.
Yeah.
Don't fuck.
I'm gonna move into Dolores a little close and whisper.
What?
I was gonna whisper to Dolores. This guy doesn't seem too bright. Do you think he's okay?
I don't think he's okay at all. I think this one didn't heal him right. I don't think that's
Perfect time to prove my character's intelligence. I have a 75 in listening.
But you
My character is really
they're very bad at stealth. None of them are trying to hide this conversation.
No, we are flat.
How could I roll to flex my intelligence here? Could I explain mech repair to them? Just a small flex of it.
So
Yeah.
let me get this right. You're just out of nowhere gonna go in to mech. That's cool.
Yes, do it. Do it. Roll it.
I rolled a perfect 50. Like, yep, that's a 50.
What's your back repair?
Mine is a solid 55.
So yeah,
You're a
this
mechanic.
this new guy is reading a book. You guys are talking about him, and then all of a sudden he just starts talking about this one time how he repaired some, I don't know anything about engineering, guys. Technology's above my head.
How the Canuter valve was hemorrhaging. How
Sure.
the
Yeah, he just-
magnetic restrictors in the dilithium chamber was just going wild. So what
Yeah.
he did is he reconstructed and recalibrated the
Thingamajiggy.
Yes. Either way.
harmonic balancers.
That goes
It's
over
like
both of
out of
y'all's
nowhere.
heads.
Oh my goodness. Now I know he's insane.
Yeah.
You gotta
Um,
admit, it's a funny concept of such a smart guy playing so stupid. It's just
Love it.
constantly left turn, right turn. You think he's gonna do a smart decision. Hits himself with a crowbar.
Yeah, I got an image. What is that there?
I'm making these notebooks
Cool.
and I'm using coloring pictures from a coloring book, and I'm putting resin down and then the pictures and then more resin over it so that the cover of the book is a picture.
Okay.
Fun with resin, short answer.
Yeah.
Ah,
But so yeah, so y'all are basically just relaxing and sort of kind of getting to know the new guy. But Eloise, you spend hour or more reminiscing with your dad.
Is my crucifix acting weird like it was when we were wherever we were? It started glowing when I got close to his door or open it.
It's not great. But you spend an hour or so reminiscing, and then finally your dad turns to you. So, I'm assuming since I saw Preston and Zachariah in the living room, you found out about the circle.
Yeah, it definitely found me, and as I'm sure you understand probably better than me, the Mythos is aware of us now, so
It follows you everywhere.
yeah, it came with a promotion.
Well, that's only that. I will say I didn't expect you to take the FBI route in the circle. But I'm
Well, I
proud either way.
I didn't know the circle was a thing
Yeah.
until I was already in the FBI. But now I report directly to the director, and apparently this was all meant to be anyway. And did you know angels are dicks? Were you aware? It's definitely a thing.
No, I wasn't aware of that.
Did you ever meet Stephen Dunn?
I know Steven, yeah.
Yeah, he's a dick.
He looks back toward the living room.
Yeah, he's out there. I'm sure.
Are you saying that Steven is an angel?
Even dun, dun,
Yeah, I think so. Pretty sure.
Interesting. Wouldn't have pegged that one for that.
So, about this whole shadow thing.
A fate I wouldn't have wished on anybody. I'm very sorry.
Well, it's kind of a friend of mine. My partner, actually.
That's not good.
No, it's really not good. She's immensely powerful. She's a mage.
The mage.
Yeah.
The mage was born in your generation.
Sure. Is there only one?
No, there's many mages, but it was always foretold that there would be one mage that the shadow would want or need,
Yes.
and they would be the answer to stopping him.
What?
Well, let's hoping it's not her, because he has her. He has her.
No, he has her. It is her, and you need to get her back.
Work in progress. We're working on using Elder Sign magic to.
Elder sign. I've missed a lot apparently.
Yeah. Maybe we should take you out here and let you get caught up with Preston and the professor.
No,
To make sure I don't miss anything.
before we do that, how's your mom?
Last I heard, lost in the Mythos realm somewhere. I'm not sure if the Shadow or Angela Stain or another entity altogether is responsible, but pretty sure that's where she is. As soon as I'm not busy trying to some world-ending crazy monster, I'm going to go find her. I already had to save my stepsister, who is awesome. by the way. Mom remarried.
She deserves that.
I have to wonder if her husband isn't there in part because of the work you did. He's some kind of spook.
I know nothing about all of that. I'm still be caught up, I guess, in the past 20-something years.
We're gonna have to do it quick though, because we gotta get everybody involved into a safe house, and I've gotta run some tests on Corbin. But, out of character, we were planning to go to Professor Orman's dimension to keep
Yes.
everyone safe. Okay.
That's the plan.
All right, and they were completing the designs for the brand. Once they're done with the design, I'm supposed to go get the locksmith, the blacksmith or a 3D printer or something.
Yes.
Okay. That being the case, I'm going to get an email out to Colin Sage. It's the guy that lives in St. Matthews that won the Forest and Fire competition.
Mhm.
And see if he would meet with me first thing in the morning. If I
Okay.
remember right, it was getting later in the day.
Yes.
Just to get the business out of the way there, to a lucrative opportunity, but it's time sensitive. See if he'll get back to me as soon as possible. And then do as I told, sit down there with everybody else, make sure that Corbin and Aiden are okay, and start playing catch up.
They're okay, just still unconscious. Although you do start seeing more signs of stirring from Aiden. Not Corbin. Corbin's still very much out. But Aiden's starting to stir a tiny bit.
Knew my
He
poking would
just
help.
hasn't Corbin did, being nervous about everything.
I know poking and prodding would work.
Before we get too deep into this, Dolores, would you mind giving everybody the once over, so to make sure we're alone here?
Okay, I open up my third eye and just look around.
Okay. Go ahead and roll some some sense obvious.
47.
Excited. Have your old number.
Anyway.
Really? Well, if it's higher, as long as it's, yeah, you're good. So with your third eye actually open, so you now realize you saw those claw marks without your third eye being open. Now that they're open, you actually see the full like shadows like emanating from his arm.
We got a problem, guys.
But looking through everyone else, similar auras to what you've seen. Eloise's dad's is pure light.
Whoa.
You've never seen an aura like that. It's almost hurts to look at.
Did he get a clean slate?
And then looking back over Aiden and Corbin, you can still see that darker aura surrounding Corbin. There's no paint. Coco.
Did you know who that is, Coco?
I figured it out. Oh, wanted to help me try to open the door. Fuck all y'all did. I was having lots of issues. I was using the wrong fucking key.
I was almost
The only person that heard it was the dog.
But everyone else looks fine. They're normal auras are there.
Okay, so we need to talk about this guy's shoulder. Guys.
What,
Wait,
tat?
He's got some claw marks along his shoulder that are all shaggy.
Oh.
You see nothing. There's nothing on your arm.
Like when you say there's some shadows on his arm, do you mean like shadows?
I mean shadows.
Okay, so, we're gonna need the mountain man to kind of step outside, away from the innocents here. We'd have a little chit chat.
A chitty chitty chat chat.
This is Sky.
So yeah, they're leading you outside.
Not yet.
Should we carry the unconscious people, or are we just gonna leave them?
Oh no,
They're just-
strongly discouraged to not touch them anymore.
They're just leading you outside to have a conversation. They're not leaving yet.
And it's just two of us.
Yeah, just Dolores and Eloise.
So is everyone else gone from the room besides me?
No, everyone else is still in the room.
They're all staring at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're motioning for you to come outside with us and leave everybody else in the room.
Okay, I leave my half bottle of whiskey and just skip out. I hope my character's not too cringy. I feel like I'm playing it perfectly.
I love it so much.
The skipping is something to imagine. Giant.
It's that elegant skip, like when someone's overjoyed, like skipping down a hallway.
Love it.
It reminds me of
My character's gonna be the giant optimist. He can't see a downside to anything. He's like, so guys, we have to kill this cop today. So good game plan, everyone. Good job. I'm proud of you guys.
So you three are outside now.
Okay, so what happened with the arm?
No.
Like I said to that guy over there, that I got attacked. My arm got attacked by the shadow people, or whatever you call them, the magic people. And then that magic man over there healed my arm when I was in the hospital when I blacked out from the pain. And then a couple of minutes earlier, I hit myself with a crowbar. And then just had me come out here, and then we had a conversation about how I got these scratches. And then he just kind of goes into a circle and circle. He's intelligent, but he's not intelligent at the same time.
19 for psychoanalysis.
Tell you the truth. I mean, he's telling it to you in a roundabout way that makes only half sense, but he's telling you the truth.
And does he seem to have mental problems, or is he yanking my chain?
Doesn't seem to have mental problems. He's inebriated.
Okay.
This inebriation has nothing to do with it. He's a sober alcoholic. He's the fun type.
Yeah.
But I've got to deduce these things on my own.
Very exciting.
Where were you attacked? Do you remember?
I was on my job site. Where are we? I have no clue.
We're in Louisville, Kentucky.
Last thing you
Yeah, I
remember
still have
in
no clue.
Iowa.
I was on my job site. I don't have locations. I get drove there. All I know, at a work site, I got attacked. I got the scratches, and I blacked out.
Okay.
Last time I knew, I lived in, I think it's still called Arkham. Long aged place.
Are you feeling any lingering sensations or anything in the arm?
No, why would I?
That's hard to explain. Well, in fact, I don't even know how to explain it.
Are
My friend
you
here says
implying I'm
it's
going to
still
become like a
something-
shadow person? Like how Spider-Man got bit by that spider thingy?
Well, I seriously doubt that. But I don't know.
We think it might be infected.
So you guys want to grab the hacksaw? I mean, I think I have one in my tool bag.
This one's not right.
Is he just too blunt about willing to chop off his arm?
Yeah.
I mean, we have a magic man. I could get a new arm, right?
I'm pretty sure it does not work that way.
Okay. So back up. We're not gonna take the arm off. I still need this arm. This is my puppet arm. How else am I gonna make sock puppets if I don't have a sock puppet arm?
May need to take a closer look at it.
I extend my arm as if I was doing the Macarena.
Are you gonna look more at his arm? Huh? Are you gonna look more at his arm? He's extending his arm.
Yeah, I'll look more at it. I won't touch it.
No, but go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll those one along with the
Spot hidden with a Cthulhu missile.
Yeah, go ahead and roll those.
31 and a 25.
I should admit those. That's pretty close, isn't it? Yeah.
Okay.
Cthulhu is a 16.
All right, it's okay. So yeah, you take a closer look at it. Are you touching his arm?
No,
Just looking. Just looking. All right. So yeah, you take a closer look at the arm, and you can see that there are not actually cuts there. There is no wound to his arm. These are quite literally shadows of a previous injury. Emma, baby. That's real loud. And they almost seem to react to you coming closer. Whoa. The emanation seems to extend almost as if reaching out for you.
Ugh. Ugh. I'm gonna back away from it. Like really far away from it. And just be like, ew.
Well, since my character feels dejected for a random reason, he's gonna finish doing the arm movement and do the Macarena for a moment.
Perfect.
Oh my god.
Deflect depression with the Macarena. Can't hit this. Just to let you know, I will take this campaign seriously, but group interactions are always going to have some slight humor to it.
No, I'm loving this. This is perfect.
Sorry.
No, we're good.
It's totally fine.
We're doing having a child situation. 1 second.
True question is, how long until I heal from a crowbar wound? Is it like something I'll have to rest at, or?
You heal 1 hit point a day.
Okay, just
Unless
making
you
sure.
are healed.
Well, since I have first aid skill, can I use that while we're waiting for something to happen or something?
Well, so the first aid skill is more to keep serious injuries from becoming more serious. You would need more medicine in order to actually like heal anything from hit point loss. First aid is there to provide time for the medicine skill check to get there.
Triage.
Yeah, triage.
Why do I feel like in this story I'm gonna end up killing an old man?
There's a lot of them. You don't want to.
Oh my god, there's gonna be so much blood on my character's hands by the end of this. I still need to add a
You're
phobia.
working with the FBI.
Does my character actually need a phobia or something?
Yes, I made sure everyone else picked at least one phobia they actually had.
In real life?
Yeah.
I actually don't really have one because of how I was raised. I mean,
You can also pick a mania, something that you obsess over. It's just you need to have one real connection to you. Makes it
alcoholism.
fair. I mean, yeah, I mean that's definitely something your character can have.
A 19-year-old alcoholic. Sounds about right. What, in this economy? Does that count as a mania, or do you want more descriptive than that?
No, you can just write that. It's just something to work off of.
I might be a silly guy, but I think that I should add quick to anger. Because I feel like that would be funny. Going from cheerful to happiness is like, what'd you just say about my mother?
Feel
Well,
free.
that would make you bipolar.
Yeah, it would.
But I also see that ending in really funny situations.
Oh yeah, just be aware. Anything you put on your character sheet, I will gladly and freely use against you.
Just tell me if I'm being too silly at a moment. I truly am enjoying this, and I don't want to ruin it for anyone else.
Well, I'm gonna take this time to get me a bowl of snacks.
A bowl of snacks. Got it.
Oh yeah.
We have a lovely group. I still like my reply of, did you roofie these kids?
They kind of did. Just you know.
And it's just like, why did my character understand that with a minimal? Well, he doesn't. He's really smart. He's got a 65 intelligence. It's not like he's stupid. It's just.
You've seen some things. You've seen some things.
What, you want to see it? You want to see my sheet thing?
No, I'm saying you've seen some things.
Yeah. I printed it out and I've written it all down so I can pull it out at any moment's notice.
Oh, and I also forgot to mention any skill checks you succeed at, you should put a little like dot or tick mark next to them, because at the end of like an adventure arc, you get to level those skills up.
So persuade, first aid.
The only things you can increase are your like main stats. Those never increase. Those will actually, if we were to play like a long drawn out game, they'll decrease as you age. So.
I think my character's so young.
Yeah.
He's smoking a cigarette. We ran out of money.
But what modern era? Are we in modern era or early 2000s, early 2010s? And you know when you're describing about a bunch of colors we've never seen before?
Mm-hmm.
Are you referencing A Color from Outer Space, the early H.P. Lovecraft?
Similar to that, yeah.
Yes, I knew it.
Yeah.
I actually have my book right beside me. It's a leather-bound version.
Nice. Ooh, I want that book so bad. I love that. Yeah, I have the PDF.
One of the later today I can put the Amazon link if you wanted to actually get a copy. It's actually cheap. It's less than $10.
Yeah, I was looking at it earlier because I was looking to get the physical. I don't have a physical copy of like the handbook, and we were talking earlier today that would have been really helpful. And I was looking at the Tales of Horror and a couple others.
You do still have my list of every mythological creature, right?
I did read through that.
I did put links for the two that I forgot to do, like there was space dragons apparently, which is something, and then there's vampires and ghosts, and then magical creatures.
Oh,
I focused on the more lengthy elder gods and one living planet.
Yeah, they fought a vampire in this campaign. It almost I think I'm gonna get it. It hurt Eloise pretty bad.
I really wish my character was there. I would have been like, aren't you guys supposed to be sparkly or something?
Well, it was a wooden vampire. So it was a vampire that had
And
Yeah.
the better question is, did y'all fight the vampire before Twilight?
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out this time period.
Because he said,
We were
aren't y'all
in,
supposed to be
2020.
sparkly?
2020 or 2021?
We're in 2020 right now. It's July 2020, but without Corona.
Is this before or after the riots?
It's July. So I don't know what timeline.
I don't either. 2020 was
2020 was a mishmash of a year. I don't know when anything happened.
I'm pretty sure we still had the one type of riot.
Possibly.
We still had that's when that's we still had riots. I slightly live near Detroit, so I just remember the riots. I think the funniest one is that
Y'all all in the
Beetle
same room. That's why.
Beetle car was flipped upside down while it was driving. It wasn't even turned up. That's all I remember from the riots. It was completely unrelated, but that's what I remember.
All right, so what you missed when you walked away was that Alexander stuck out his arm and Dolores walked closer to look at it and then almost immediately backed the fuck away real fast.
and tried to come after me. The shadow did. The shadow on his arm that looks like claw marks.
Hold that thought, both of you. Open the door, stick my head in, and say, Preston.
Exactly what I
Looks up from a book or packing. Yeah,
A moment.
yeah, sure. Puts down what he's doing, comes on out.
Do you notice anything weird about it?
No.
You open your third eye.
Oh, not one of
That
those.
right? Did I
That's
say that right?
that's all her.
Okay.
I mean, I guess magic. If we're like trying to find or see or detect here.
Okay. Long story short, he was attacked by shadows in Iowa before Magic Man brought him back.
Are we just gonna? Is his new nickname just Magic Man? We're just gonna dress him as Magic Man.
That seems to be a lot easier to explain than what we understand is the truth.
I kind of want to just call him Magic Johnson.
Oh no.
Oh.
I don't want to. So Dolores can see that there's a lingering contamination, and when she moved forward to inspect it, it apparently lashed out at her.
Well, that's not good.
Yeah, that's what I
You
said.
okay?
It didn't touch me.
Good. Yeah.
I got away from it.
I don't want to sit closer either. I'm gonna do it back here. I need a book. I'll be right back.
I
Me
feel
go
like
back
I'm
for a
gonna
minute.
get. I feel like I'm gonna get cursed superpowers at this.
And he eventually comes back out a couple minutes later with a book in his hand, which you immediately recognize as a grimoire. A smaller one, not a big like leather bound one that you guys have been finding. It's a small, like regular journal size, but you can sense something from it. He starts flipping through pages.
Did you make that one? What? Did you make that one?
No, it's been in a circle for a little while.
Oh, okay.
Just
curious. Sorry, go back to what you. My bad.
okay, yeah. And he mutters some words, closes his eyes. Where did you find him?
They found him in the hospital.
Where?
In Iowa. It was at Independence something Memorial.
That's got Stain's magic written all
Yeah, she's there.
over it.
Shit. Can we get rid of it?
It's not harming him.
Could have tried to harm.
Yeah, I would, 6 feet.
All right.
Why everyone's
That's what this is saying.
That's a thing.
why everyone's secretly talking out of like earshot, right?
Yes.
Yeah, trying to.
I'm keeping an eye on you.
Is there a tree nearby?
No, you just said that in an apartment building. You're like in the hallway.
I'm gonna put I'm gonna do something childish. I'm just gonna pull a piece of chalk out of it and just start drawing smiley faces on the wall.
So much. Okay, yeah, you'll see him take a piece of chalk out of his pocket.
Well, he is an engineer, and
No, I
when
think-
I have to keep a piece of chalk on me.
That's canon. Yeah, I like it. And Preston just kind of stops and looks over.
I was just gonna shake my head. Yeah, you picked a winner, Steven.
No response.
Just wow.
I give a thumbs up when he notices me. Just
But no, yeah, it's not harming him.
Hey Dolores, I want to try something.
Yeah.
Let me know if I need to back away, but I'm gonna approach you, Alexander. Say, I'm just gonna try to touch your arm and see if there's any reaction.
I extend it like I'm doing the Macarena again.
That's what he did.
It-
That's when he extended his arm, and then when he got rejected, he did the Macarena.
Okie dokie. I'll slowly reach towards the general area of his arm. I don't know where it actually
It's upper arm.
I reach up towards his shoulder in general and see if anything happens.
If anything happened, do I need to roll?
I feel like he was fine. 16. You are 100% certain it had no reaction on Louis.
Okay, it doesn't want you apparently.
See, rejection's good sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys are all saying that, and my character is still 100% clueless of what's going on.
Yep.
Oh, hey, John. So my dad showed up and Stephen went to get him and brought back something from where the wild things are. This is Alexander. He thinks, and he likes chalk.
Okay. Hi.
Also, Dolores says she's got some shadowy, nasty stuff on her arm that wants to eat her, but not me. That should get you just about caught up.
Okay.
Anyway, keep an eye on that if you would, Dolores, and see if it lashes out at anyone else.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we're
I
still
can only
prepping
see-
to head out with the professor. I'm gonna try and see if I can help speed that up at all.
All right, I get that.
Nobody else can see it but you, so.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking.
My character interrupts and is confused. Is anyone gonna tell me what's going on?
No, we don't do things.
Y'all
like
haven't
that.
explained anything to this poor man.
We just hear you say that and just keep nodding and going, uh-huh.
I passively aggressively just gently throw that chalk, the small piece of chalk, just passive aggressive.
Just
Okay,
stick with us. We'll for a while and
yeah.
you'll figure it out.
To summarize our rather large friend, those creatures that attacked you back in Iowa were apparently a result of magic used by a completely deplorable woman that wants to ruin our day every day. Dolores here is a medium, and for some reason she can see the after effects of the magic in your arm, and it doesn't like her, and we're going to need her to keep an eye on you to see if it doesn't like anyone else. But apparently it doesn't mind me at all. I bet it really likes Gilbert.
And
Well, Magic Man over there touched my arm, and it didn't affect him.
No, he's the magic man.
Because of that,
Magic Man from Adventure Time.
I'm aware. I thought it. I think everything.
I was thinking that, and equally of Magic Johnson, because and it's I'm just like imagining a mixture of both of them.
But as y'all are having these conversations, your apartment door opens up and Professor Ormond is standing there. We ready?
Yes.
Perfect. Got the circle already?
Who's the nerd?
Hey, before we go, Professor,
Hmm.
Stain left a mark on him that I don't trust at all. You wouldn't happen to know any really quick ways to get rid of that, would you?
Not quick ways.
Hmm.
Once we get back to safe house, probably can in a couple hours. Not right at this moment without any of my stuff.
Well, maybe it's from working with the spook for the last week or so, but I'm really paranoid. I feel like she's going to use it to track us or spy on us or something.
We will be venturing into the other realm. Tracking doesn't work across realms. We should be fine.
I'm just going to look over at Gilbert, exchange a knowing glance. Like, okay, you say so.
Yeah, so you guys head back inside, and on your floor, Professor Ormond has drawn with Sharpie a runic circle. He moves one of your rugs out of the way, and just on the hardwood floor has drawn a runic circle.
She'll be just staring slack-jawed.
It makes
Can you
me
take a picture of it?
makes me remember from that one movie before we watched it.
Oh, the Monster Run? The movie was fantastic.
And they have moved Aiden and Corbin to be in the middle of the runic circle. They have all their stuff around the outer edges. Your dad is standing there waiting. Steven is standing there waiting.
Check my bags, make sure they're full, like my EMS kit with or the field kit and all that stuff is packed and ready. Take that in with me. I'll have my vest on, grab my firearms just to be safe. As soon as I step into the circle, I'm gonna take one more angry glance at the floor and look at the professor. Like, you're definitely paying to refinish this floor.
It'll be gone once we use it. It disappears when we use it. The magic absorbs the lines. It'll be fine.
If you violate my lease, we have problems.
You'll be fine.
I'm imagining just afterwards it does the Back to the Future thing and it just lights just the floor. Just he's like, oh, didn't think this through.
Preston does look at you all. Be advised, this is a fair amount of magic. There is a chance this amount of magic surging could wake the boys up. So we need to be prepared for that instance.
They need to go in the safe house.
10-4 rubber ducky. I'll dig in my bag and I don't even want to remember it, so I can make my character do it. Hey, 71. My medicine's 76.
Okay.
Just to prepare enough to make sure they sleep for another hour or two.
Okay.
I know it hasn't been that long since we gave them what they had, but
Yeah.
just kind of reinforce it without risking their health.
Okay.
It's like you just predicted me saying, well, I could just punch them out. Read my mind. Read the future.
So you all step into the circle. Both Foreman and Preston and Steven start chanting.
I'll chant with them.
Okay. Okay. After they say it once or twice, you have enough knowledge, and especially working with Avery for as long as you did, you're able to mimic their words. You have no idea what you're saying. You're picking up like words here and there, but you don't know the full phrasing, but you're able to mimic what they're saying easily enough. And you guys watch as, the rooms light up in a familiar fashion. You guys have seen several rituals at this point. And you've all now felt teleportation at least once. So it's very familiar visuals. And next thing you know, you are standing in that underground cave with the flowing water and the bookshelves along the cave wall and tables set up. And you can see that there is an opening in the cave wall that leads to a hallway to further rooms you can see.
Okay, I'll ask the professor where we need to put the boys.
We'll put them in a room.
That one with the lock.
Technically, yes.
We should probably put them in there.
I can't promise it would hold one particular frontier. Which you guys look, Aiden is still out, Corbin is starting. You can see his eyes starting to twitch.
Okay. And I don't know if it would be safe or not. Seems immoral to just keep them knocked out without trying to talk to them.
Yeah, I reach out and I say, I read a document once. It's probably not a good idea to keep them sedated too long. Might cause serious damage.
Well, I was thinking more of the effects on his trust in us.
Serious damage.
My character cousins. Well, I got some fists.
No,
Strangers to me.
no, we won't be doing any of that. It's unnecessary.
My character walks off pouting.
I'll just get them settled in. Leave the door open so when Corbin wakes up, he can come and talk to us.
Okay.
He didn't show any signs of anything out of the ordinary beforehand.
Not to you all.
That is true, not to us.
Aiden was concerned.
It is very true.
How are you moving? You should
I was
carry
gonna,
him.
yeah, well, I would drag Corbin, he's probably twice my character size.
I'll help you.
I'll
You guys got
actually
new
help.
friends.
I'll actually help. I have. What would I need to roll to help?
You wouldn't need to roll to help. You are big enough to easily and Sharp would
One-handed?
easily pick Corbin up if
Did
he
I pick
wanted.
both of them up? Am I that strong?
No, probably not. Corbin was the like high school stereotypical quarterback jock.
So roughly about the
pretty
same
hefty,
size
but
and same build.
probably a little shorter than you. He's only 18. But he's probably gonna reach your
seniority.
goal. But you can carry them easily. You could carry Aiden.
No problem.
Yeah. So two of you together. You putting them in the same room, different rooms.
Different rooms, we are gonna have to lock Corbin up. I'll talk to him when he wakes up, but we need to lock him up just to be safe.
So he has 2 rooms that can be secured, both magically and manually. So you can put Corbin in one of those. He tells you that the other one is occupied. And to not touch the door. And then he leads you to a regular guest room for 8.
I didn't know we were going to have roommates.
You won't even know they're there.
See, but I do know they're there now.
Fair. I mean, you don't open the door, it's fine. They're fine.
We'll revisit this.
Is it something we have to worry about if the door does
No.
get open?
No.
See, you keep saying no, I keep hearing yes.
It's more of a personal project of mine. They're not a threat to you all.
Are they edible?
Are we sure he's here?
Because I'm
No.
guessing they're going to be mushroom people. By the look of you, you're pretty weird. I'm guessing they're mushroom people.
I like you, but no, they're not mushroom people.
So you're telling me I can't eat them?
You can't eat them. No.
So you meant it's a person then? Haha. I pulled the old switcheroo on you, motherfucker.
I wasn't. Were we hiding that it was a person? I thought we were on the same page.
Well, it could have been. You said a project, so it could be considered a creature. That's why the edible test was there.
Shockingly fair argument.
It's not a very fair test
He walks
because
away.
technically people are edible.
You do not want my character to know that.
So your test,
My character does not know people are edible.
Yeah. So Professor Orban just kind of walks away. Are you staying in the room with Corbin, or are you locking him in? Leaving.
Nope, you're talking to me.
Yep.
Sorry, send the dog. So we need to make sure everybody else gets settled in.
Okay.
And I'm probably not gonna be able to just sit here and do nothing.
oh,
So I guess we'll lock Corbin in the room. This place is small, so if he starts making noise, we'll be able to hear him, right?
Yeah. When you go through the hallway, you notice that at the end of it is the 2 sealed doorways at the very, like a dead end hall. And then along the way, there are 3 guest rooms on each side of the hall. So 6 total.
Cool. Let's go head out to the main area, and I'll fill Professor Orman and Preston in, I guess Steven too, on what I discovered with Corbin's blood, that there is definitely something abnormal there. There are previously thought to be impossible combinations in his DNA that don't make sense, and he's only partially human.
Your dad chimes in actually. So I feel like I missed something.
Probably a lot.
But no, with this kid. You want to fill me in on who these kids are or what's going? Why are we
Yeah,
looking at them?
the shadow is in his father. And I think he may have been when the boy was conceived. There's definitely some sort of influence there.
The shadow had a kid.
Looks that way. And us having him is something that we know he doesn't like. So we're sequestering the boy in a place where the shadow can't find him. Meanwhile, we're going to attack everything we know he has an interest in our world and try and bring him out. So maybe we can trick him into bringing Brooklyn and stealing her back, who is the mage,
Right.
I believe.
I mean, if nothing else, the shadow is definitely egotistical. He believes himself to be untouchable.
Well, he's apparently been able to get away with quite a lot for a very, very long time. We've stumbled across something I don't know how big it actually gives. It's huge. There's organizations all over the place.
I just, I feel like you all have done so much in such a little time that me and Catherine did in a lifetime.
I'll dig through my pocket and toss him his storage unit key.
So I found it.
Yeah, you might have included how to open the magic lock. That was a doozy.
Was unaware there was a magic lock. There wasn't when I was alive.
No, there was when we were in there. No,
And Steven points up. Yeah, that was that was the orders I was given to lock it away until you were ready. And you would prove you were ready by being able to open it. So I was just doing my job.
We still need to close the door on the other kid and like prepare it.
Well, Corbin's locked in a room. Aiden's just in a guest room.
I know, but you said that we would have to make sure they can't get out. Well, one of them can't get out.
Yeah, that's Corbin.
Yeah, he's locked in a secure room.
Yep.
So should I use my engineer skills?
I'm gonna take some time to plant a couple of cameras
Okay.
to,
Where?
Everywhere.
yeah, I'm gonna put some cameras facing the boys' doors. I'm gonna put some cameras in the living area, if there is one, waiting area.
The area you teleported into, basically.
We
Yeah,
should put
so
one in Corbin's room so we can observe him.
that's a good idea. Before they wake up, I'm gonna plant a camera in their rooms to monitor.
Go
them.
ahead and roll computer use. I want to see how fast you can get that.
Can I assist him with that to get a bonus?
I rolled a
You
4.
can, if you
No, excuse
help-
me. That is a 40. It's not a 4, that's 40. I almost forgot how to play.
Oh, yeah,
this.
you can help. You can roll your own computer use or one of your mechanical skills. And it'll, if you succeed, it'll give him a bonus die.
So I wrote a 40 of 88.
Let me pull up mine real quick. And I failed. So I did nothing to help.
Alright, so yeah, whatever your
I had a 55 and I rolled a 61.
Okay, now, being that close.
Yeah.
You do have two options when you fail a roll. You can attempt to push, which means you re-roll, but if you fail, then the results are really, really bad. Or you can spend luck points, which come out of your luck score, and they add to your result or reduce it, whatever, to get you to your threshold. In this case, then you're 6 points away. You could theoretically spend 6 luck points to succeed. Whereas you
How many
wouldn't.
luck points do I have in general?
Whatever your luck
Oh, wait.
score is at on your sheet.
Oh, I have a luck score of 50, and they do regenerate over time, right?
Yes. So you have a chance to get more luck back at the end of every game, or every session.
I'm gonna use those luck points.
Okay, you're gonna use 6 luck points to bring it down. All right, so that means you get a bonus die. You get a extra roll of your tens place. And you can take the lower one.
Yeah, you get to roll another.
Wait a minute. Okay, so
I'm just rolling to assist you so we can have a better outcome.
Yeah, so you did. You assisted him.
Oh, thank God, I rolled a 43. I actually did it.
I keep my original score.
Okay. So I will say you are nervous putting it in because the entire time you're in there, Corbin is stirring. He is waking up. So you are fighting the clock to get this camera installed before he does wake up. But with that roll, you do succeed. And as you're closing the door, you can hear him stretching in the bed. So you just made it out of there.
And
But if you immediately switch to the camera feed, you can see him stretching and looking around and him getting scared.
Immediately head there towards the door.
He's just frantically looking around.
Like, is there like an obvious hardcore lock on the door since he said
From the outside, yes. From the inside, you can't see a door.
Oh,
It's just a wall.
okay. So yeah, he's probably really scared. Can we go in and out without messing with the wards?
The wards, yes. You have to undo the manual lock,
Okay.
but the wards will stay.
Okay, cool.
Well, worst comes to worst, we have a crowbar. Hey, the guy ignored me. It's only fair that he loses one thing.
Head in and explain, or get a tray of food. I don't know what type of options we have, but some water, something to eat for him.
Yeah.
And I just walk in and apologize. Didn't mean to scare him.
Where am I?
Remember the safe house we were talking about?
Yeah.
This is it.
Okay. Why am I in here?
Safest room that we can find. We want to make sure that the people after you can't find you under any circumstances.
You can roll whatever the lie skill is.
Persuasion.
No, there's a lie skill. Persuasion?
Not completely untrue.
It's not completely untrue. You are correct, but you are definitely skirting the truth. Yeah, either fast talk or persuasion.
Which one? Oh, definitely persuasion. My fast talk is good. Is that a 17? That is a 17.
Yeah. He's kind of nodding. Okay.
Can I ruin the serious moment for a moment? Because I have something that I would really like my character just be completely oblivious to the semi-touching moment.
Okay.
Is that all right? I'm asking everyone, so it's not me just derailing the campaign.
No, please.
So my character sticks his head in the door and just like, do I knock him out now?
What?
Never on the table. You're fine. No,
Got it.
Alexander, it's fine. You won't need to punch anyone.
Got it. Walks back out.
That's Alexander. I just met him.
Oh,
Pretty sure he's on some spectrum or other.
where's Aiden?
He's sleeping in the next room.
Okay.
And once he wakes up, I'll be more than happy to bring him in. to
Why
see
was
you.
I sleeping?
Because I got paranoid and needed to run some tests, and I interrupted you.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
for what?
Not telling you. So, not to alarm you, but I did send your blood out for some tests. Granted, I'm not an expert in that part of medicine. by any
You're not gonna
measures.
tell me why?
Well, because we don't know how long you've been around the shadow and whether or not he may have done anything to you. We know he's been experimenting on other children. So I wanted to see if there's any evidence that he had done that to you. There were some abnormalities that I can't explain. I can't say they're good or bad, that I do have an expert, one of my professors, looking at and running more tests on. So when I find out anything for sure, I'll let you know. But everyone has abnormalities in their DNA. There's too much of it that we don't understand. So it could be nothing. But I'm super paranoid right now, so I assume the worst things immediately.
I get that.
I recommend you do not do the same.
So how long do I have to stay in here?
Hopefully not long. We're going to try and lure him out soon. We have the most knowledgeable we know trying to find a way to capture the shadow. Hopefully bind it or trap it or something. But as soon as we make some headway there, we'll try to get you back to as normal a life as you're able to get to.
Only my life has ever been normal.
On the bright side, this place has an enormous library.
Sure.
If there's something to do.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a lot more comfortable than jail.
Can Aiden stay in here at least? We're gonna be trapped in here.
I don't really see why not. We just wanted to make sure that you were secure and
Jackson.
one bed
Grayson.
habit.
I'm not gonna say nothing.
Tell you what, get some food. I'll go see if I can wake him up.
Okay. Wait. Did you drug him too?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Why him?
Paranoia.
He hasn't been anywhere near the shadow.
I had no way of knowing. When I spoke to the shadow, he made some implications that suggested he already had you.
Well,
Let's just say that these things, you can't always trust what you see and hear. And I've got to find ways to know for sure.
Go ahead and roll psychoanalysis for me.
Psychoanalysis is really good. Okay, 79, but my psychoanalysis is 85.
Okay.
No.
You can't pick up on what it is in particular. And maybe it's an after effect of the drug, maybe it's an after effect of the spell. His eyes are shifting more than the average person was, more than you've seen his eyes shift before. Almost as if he's thinking about something
I'm sorry, I'm hungry.
in his own mind.
Either go downstairs or go in.
So I haven't taken much time to see how you're doing though. You okay?
Locked in a room, in a place I don't know about. My father is trying to find me for some reason, and he's actually some mythical being. He did great.
Yeah, I can imagine so. I can bring you something a little stronger than water.
I come in, I kick open the door at that mention with my bottle of whiskey in hand. Just dead silence.
I'm
Too bad of a call, or was it right on time?
It's actually on time. Thank you. Go to take the bottle, I suppose.
I'll keep the boy company. You go get the other guy.
I couldn't hear that part. What'd you say?
I said you'd go take care of the other. I'll keep the kid company. Because you still have to deal with the guy that's my size.
This is the guy that's your size. This is the big guy.
No,
Yeah.
they still have to deal with the little one then. The little guy.
And while he's doing that, I'm in there watching my laptop. Like, no, 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 no.
Hey, no, it's okay. We're gonna let
But drinking
Corbin-
buddies.
He's been through quite an ordeal. I do need to check on Aiden though.
Please.
No, you're not going
Please do.
downstairs. You're not going downstairs.
You are not.
I'm helping. They are not going down.
Yo, Sen, I really hope my character isn't end up bothering you because I'm generally having fun with your character's interactions with mine.
Well, my character's a federal agent, so you're
I'm getting like the
Criminal
little
behavior
brother vibe from my character to yours.
but it's fun. I like how this is panning out so far.
My character just gives off the serious, like the little brother vibe, and that's what I'm going for.
Hey, you go to daddy's.
So fun.
The look on her face is just.
Yeah, Corbin looks back to you.
Like, come with me, Alexander. We'll leave Corbin to his meal.
I leave him the whole bottle of whiskey and give him a thumbs up.
Yeah, that's really good stuff. Go easy with that.
You guys exit the room and close the door behind you. You lock it all back up manually.
Yep.
Okay. You do that. Gilbert, on the cameras, you watch as Corbin kind of paces for a moment. Obviously struck and kind of still freaking out a little bit, but eventually takes the tray of food and sits back down on the bed and puts it in his lap, and then just sits there staring at the wall, almost frozen before eating.
Okay.
But it catches your attention. It was abnormally frozen.
All right.
Like he was uploading data.
Damn computer man. Trying to file all my taxes with the government on the IRS.
Alright, so you guys are going to Aiden's room?
Get some food together for him too
Okay.
before we head in there.
I'm gonna ask Magic Man for more whiskey. Wait, is Magic Man there?
Steven is there, yes. And he makes sure to tell you that his name is Steven and not Magic Man.
Got it, Magic Man. Thank you, Magic Man.
It's like,
Is he gonna kill? Is he gonna kill my character if he only refers to him as Magic Man?
No,
It's-
no,
it's
you
like-
hear him. You hear him muttering after you start walking away that I don't want to go back to jail. I want to go back to jail. I want to go back to jail.
I feel like the simple comprehension of names completely evades my character. Because the fact he had to look at his name on his hand, he has no concept of names.
So, Stephen, would this be a good time to discuss the team dynamic and discussing new additions beforehand, whenever possible?
Look, I heard him talking about shadows. You guys are chasing the shadow. Figured there'd probably be a correlation there. Figured you want to know about it. I was trying to be helpful.
You're right. You're right. I'm just
I feel like every time I'm trying to be helpful and following the advice you all give me, you get more mad at me. So I'm not too sure what I'm supposed to do.
I'm not mad. I'm just poking at you because he seems to be stressing you out.
He won't call me my name. A name I picked myself and quite like.
You don't like Magic Queen? It's so enchanting.
I don't mean to interrupt, but hey, Eloise, can you take a look at something? It was weird when you left the room.
Yeah.
It's, it seems a little strange. Looks like Corbin was maybe overthinking or paused for a moment. Maybe your expertise has a little bit more insight to this. If you just take a look.
Oh, I don't want to, but I have to. This is where we're glad we put him in a cell. 51.
No, like spot hidden or psychoanalysis?
Psychoanalysis
Okay.
is spot hidden too.
Okay.
That's a, is it a 1? That's an 11.
Okay. You sit and watch him, and he's almost out of the camera angle for his face, the way he sat on the bed. But you're able to catch just enough of his eyes to notice that same shifting, but faster. As if he's speed reading. That's what it looks like he's doing. He's staring at the wall. But other than that, you don't notice anything else strange.
Cool, that's strange enough.
I just thought that'd be interesting.
That is a bit disconcerting.
I think wouldn't it be fitting for my character to already be at the other door, just trying to give the other person whiskey, or like this whole time no one's paying attention to my character. He's basically a child.
Someone was supposed to be paying attention to you. Both of them actually.
Real quick, I just want to reiterate, are you guys completely okay with me playing like a smart man child? Like he's completely strong, he's completely intelligent,
We don't.
somewhat of a child.
The only time we would have an issue with it is if it starts to get in the way of the story progression.
That's why I was thinking in this consideration, it wouldn't actually stop the storyline. It would be checking on the other person, allowing for you guys to, you know.
As long as you're willing to acknowledge there's going to be points where it's we need to actually pay attention to focus on where we're going, what we're doing. But so far, I've been enjoying it.
We
Like,
can
I'm
actually,
thinking
your character, if your character likes living, then there'll be a point to where you have to choose between living and dying. That's
Yes,
pretty much it. Because you know, that's what it comes down to. So it gets to some point to where we could die.
Yeah.
Yes, very much so. And even being incredibly careful and ridiculously paranoid, I almost got killed by some floorboards.
Hey, Dolores been trying to ask Miss Orman something. Were you trying to ask? I'm just trying to be on the camera. Oh, sorry.
Oh, busted.
Sorry.
So
You kept stopping every time they talk, so I wasn't so you trying to. I'm sorry. I didn't say anything.
I can't speak of what they're calling now. Go ahead.
No, finish your secret conversation while everyone's listening.
Emma, I need you to go in the other room and stay there.
right, Eloise,
Yeah, but
you may want to go check on Alexander's at the door.
oh, sweet Jesus. All right, I grabbed the snacks real quick and run in there. I thought I was getting ready.
Yeah.
He called me over.
I was
Oh,
still in the
you're,
process of unlocking the door.
Hey, right on time.
So. Oh no, it's not locked. You have the door open if you wish it to be. It's just a regular guest room.
Okay. Does Aiden seem like he's awake yet?
You are just now starting to see signs of stirring. The magic did not affect him the same way it affected Corbin, apparently. But it affected him nonetheless. But they're slight, they're barely there.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask Norman if he has any like spare grimoires I can read. Or if I could just look at his while I was here.
He just points to a shelf. It's about 3 feet tall. 4 feet wide.
Perfect. I am going to just, while everybody. is
Mind
doing
reader
their
done
thing,
any extra moves since we
I'm
got
gonna
in
spend
here?
the entire time going through with my phone and taking pictures of interesting spells.
We couldn't hear what you said there. What was that?
I couldn't make that out.
I was saying, has our mind reader or third eye user done any moves yet since we've been here? Because I haven't seen them talk or anything. This is out of game.
He's
Because-
reading.
Yeah.
I go back to offering the young kid that's clearly underage like me to some alcohol.
He said he's still asleep, right?
Aiden's still asleep, yes.
All I'm imagining is my basically full-grown man offering a child liquor while he's unconscious.
I don't think Stephen made you any more alcohol, and you left the bottle in Corbin's room.
That's fair.
My
So you don't-
whiskey.
No, he
Can
was
we get you some more?
he was pretty frustrated with the Magic Man, and he mumbled away from you, but he never made you any more whiskey.
I'll go right to ask Mr. Magic Man for it. I skip away.
You are alone in Aiden's room.
Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah, we'll close the door.
Mhm.
I'll nudge Aiden, see if he's ready to wake up or if I need to just leave the food with him.
You nudge him and he's still pretty out of it. Probably for another hour or two, if not longer.
Double check 28 just to make sure he's okay. Make sure I didn't over medicate or anything. like that.
No, he's fine.
Okay, cool. We'll leave him be. If we lock his door, will it be visible from inside the room?
There is no lock on his door.
Okay, well, I'll just close the door behind me. And head back out in time to see Stephen deal.
Yeah, Steven's just standing there with his head in his hands, just rubbing his temples. If I give you whiskey, will you go away? Alexander, he's talking to you.
He's muted.
Oh. I have to be two lists as well. I'll have to look up the grimoire.
Yeah, get a scar down there. And like make it like gray it out. Make it like silver. What's her other icon? Green and silver. And that's blood all over.
So y'all just chilling here for the time being?
Can we leave? Okay.
I'm good, I'm busy.
Okay.
You find Dolores with a pile of books around her. She's just sitting in front of this bookshelf and she's just halfway through one of these books.
She doesn't have that book, does she?
No.
There's like 7 books stacked this tall,
Okay.
and then 7 books stacked this tall, and then 7 more books stacked this tall, and I'm cross-legged in between them all, with 2 or 3 of them open. I'm flipping through one of them.
Okay. We drew quite a bit of attention retrieving that grimoire. But we blamed it on forest creatures.
You guys don't know. You left before the after effects of that were found.
Yeah, we did try to blame it on forest wildlife. Though.
Yes.
Not my proudest moment, I have to admit. Okay. She's still cursed by the book.
Sure.
We need to get that back. But it may not be safe to try and do that. And that's not even.
Yeah.
It's not even priority number 1 right now.
Yeah. In theory, it could be resolved quickly if Stephen was willing to help, but really feel like we're asking a lot of him.
Hey, I'll ask. Hey, Stephen,
Yeah.
would a secret top mission to get rid of a curse be interesting to you or no?
I mean, yes, but if you're the one cursed, you have to put it back.
Oh, okay, but I still need a ride.
Right. Can't do it from here.
Oh, I don't want to leave here. Okay, let's put a rain check on this.
Okay.
Okay, rain check.
Have you documented the book in full?
That's why I'm so willing to let it go.
Why haven't
We've got so many things we need to do.
Gilbert, are you still watching on speed?
I am. That's all I've been. I'm happy to have surveillance back up. I mean, the shadow destroyed all of my surveillance.
It's been a little while. And Corbin is getting restless. Pacing the room. You watch a couple times, he goes to the door and tries to open it, and obviously it does not open. Just running his hands through his hair, and he's not doing great alone in that room.
All right. I would get concerned. I'm gonna find Eloise. What? Matter of fact,
I would be
Eloise,
relatively close to you on my own computer.
because Aiden was still asleep. Eloise, Corbin's not doing too well. Maybe you want to check on him.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Get some smelling salts, go see if I can wake up Aiden.
Okay. It's been about an hour at this point of y'all waiting. Before finally Corbin you guys took notice of Corbin getting stressed. To make way back into Aiden's room, and with the help of smelling salts and some gentle nudging, he does blink his eyes open. Oh, where am I?
We're at the safe house we told you about. You've been out for a while.
Oh, my head hurts.
Yeah, that's my fault. I may have drugged you and Corbin so we could do a couple of tests concerning what we talked about.
Right. Did you find anything?
Not yet, it's in the works. But we got Corbin in a more secure room. He's not doing too well. Probably feels like he's trapped. He's been asking for you. I can grab the food and water and take him over there.
He happily follows you. when you get to the door, he takes notice of all the locks on the outside. Is all this really necessary?
Hope not, but this is the safest room we can think of.
So what did you tell him for why he's locked in?
Half of the truth, protection from his father, and the entity possessing him. Did not implicate that we have any reason to fear him, because as far as I can tell, we don't yet, but we do have concerns. There is something about his aura that suggests that the shadow's done something to him, but we can't confirm or write off anything at this point.
I'm afraid of that.
I do have experts that know a hell of a lot more than this working on it. I didn't know about much of this stuff at all not too long ago either. So.
Okay. Just out of curiosity, are you? I don't want to be scared of him.
You will be under observation. We're about to see you, and everyone's here.
That's what I wanted to ask.
You know, put my hand on his shoulder and say, "Look, from what I can tell, I don't think there's anything to be worried about. I think he's really just scared more than anything right now."
Okay. Okay. Man.
We'll take him in. Just smile.
Aiden does his best to. I mean, but in the end, as soon as he sees Corbin, he does get a genuine smile on his face. Like,
I brought someone a nurse hangover with.
and Corbin immediately stops his pacing, and we see a smile light up on his face as well. And he takes Aiden into his arms. Okay. He can stay in here.
Yeah, for a while. I don't see any reason why that would be a problem.
Going crazy in here by myself.
I would imagine. I'll get some books and stuff together for you here shortly. I don't know what all's in the library, but I'll try to find something that looks cool.
Okay. He goes to sit back down and goes to drag Aiden with him, but Aiden turns to you real quick.
Not a problem. And then I'm gonna pull my laptop up next to Gilbert's. I'm working offline with case files. I'm trying to compile a list of all the people we know that the Shadows Foundation messed with, all the kids that he's tampered with, including her siblings. Just getting a list of them together, but I'm kind of sitting there so we can keep an eye on the boys together.
Right. That's actually easy enough, especially if you get Gilbert's help. You're able, because you still have access to the mainframe. That was never cut off. You have access to the supercomputer that was inside the orphanage. So.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that was never cut off. So with that, you very quickly are able to get a list of names of every child that has come to that orphanage in the 50 years it has been open.
Oh, okay. I'm not very good at this stuff. One thing I can do is I can cross-reference that list with influential members in the country, like high-profile doctors or professors or congressmen, senators, things of that nature. How many of those over the last 50 years have been put in positions where they have some sort of influence?
You look into it, and you don't start noticing prominent positions or prominent people until about 15 years ago. Everyone else that's passed through, some of them, I mean, went on to, become business owners and have important jobs, but nothing striking out as you as places of power or positions of power. Those start becoming strikingly evident, like I said, at about the 15-year mark, which is when you assume
Sorry.
the first group of kids would have aged out under Daniel Milborn.
Right.
Once after being taken over by the show.
Right, you're kind of describing the same process that Arnold Schwarzenegger went through, of going through a politician to just a different degree of importance.
But you do start noticing the list corresponds to politicians at, local level. But also there is a state senator in the list. You notice there are multiple CEOs of Fortune 500 companies in there.
Okay.
You notice that there are head surgeons in the list, deans of colleges, or not deans, presidents of colleges. And then there's some others that didn't go on to achieve high accolades, but are still doctors and lawyers and police officers and all kinds of stuff.
We have legit birth certificates in their database, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we're downloading all those and matching the actual birth certificates for the children's and comparing them with the hyper aged CEOs that they are now.
Maybe not match.
Right. I remember that was a running theme. I assumed all of these were going to be the same. Start compiling a case to prove all of that.
Okay.
And since we're stuck here, we're going to need to let a few things finish out before we get out. Oh crap, no, I've got to do this. We got to get back to Louisville.
Hey,
Let's
Ray.
forget about a horse. Shoot.
I'll stay here.
I'm sure you will.
I do.
I will say, as you're reading through, you only have a small knowledge of this language that these grimoires are written in. So you're having to piece together parts of it. So it's still a very scattered understanding of what's in these books.
Okay, I just want to document, I'm gonna have sets, like how I have books on my phone, I have like 1,052 books on my phone. I just want to make little books, little grimoires in my phone. It works, okay.
I do want us to figure out one plot point before we leave this area. What's in the secret room? We should probably figure that out so we know that we're not going to get backstabbed at one point. I mean, it's your assumption. I mean, he kind of walked off, and we know it's a person, and how do we not know if it's against their will?
He's a college professor. It's probably a co-ed strapped up with some leather doodads.
And Charles Manson was just a normal clown. What are you saying? People can be freaks.
The curiosity's there, but I don't think we
How
should
about if
tamper
I
with
can
the door.
at least get some knowledge real quick before we leave? Give me 5 minutes.
I'm gonna go with a vote of bad idea on that one, Alex. We trust Professor Ormond, and I don't want to betray that trust. Not to mention the fact that he is some sort of wizard, and we're in his magical house. Pissing him off now is probably a really bad idea.
Could be us in that room.
I have a bad feeling if we ignore this, to be honest. Something deep in my gut's like, something important.
Well, that's what separates us from apes, in part, self-control and decision making. We're going to choose to respect his wishes and leave that the hell alone, because that's the right thing to do with this juncture.
Fine.
I don't like it either.
But I will put a camera up facing that door.
There we go.
Okay.
Actually, does make me feel a little bit better about it.
But one more fair reason. You've admitted that there's missing people nowadays, and since there's more circumstances of people getting infected, is there another infected party we don't know about that he may know and is withholding from us?
until we have any evidence to suggest anything, I guess everything's possible. Like Schrodinger's cat.
My character will let this go temporarily, but in real life, my gut is just tingling at this. I know it's probably nothing, but my natural instinct is like, I want to touch the door. I want to touch the door.
Okay. Can we take a brief recess? I'm gonna start some coffee and see if I can get Jackson motivated to play with this a little.
We're gonna pause the recording.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I'm gonna try and hang in there a little bit longer. I got Aubrey this really cool hoverboard scooter attachment, turns it into a go-kart. So I want
All right, I think we're just waiting on Alexander still.
Yeah, he said we could start though. He just started.
I'm back.
There we go.
All right, we're all here. Awesome sauce. Okay. So while we've got everybody in here, we should probably brainstorm this. Best ideas to deal with the shadow, assuming we can draw them out.
Do I
Grab a-
find a spell and use books that can contain something like the shadow?
my thoughts exactly. We still don't know how we are to contain the shadow.
Tactical flashlights, making it so it can't escape into any other shadow, so it's stuck in one general area.
I pull up my book on my phone.
I mean, just
and
reasonably
I look at
speaking,
that
it can't. The solution doesn't necessarily only have to be magic.
Elder sign?
And if I was a shadow, I would hide in the shadow.
Well, he's not bound by normal lights and shadows. It's a parasite that's riding inside a human being.
I think I might have a solution.
I know, but if we remove it, wouldn't it be a shadow?
No one knows. It's calling it the shadow doesn't mean it's just a shadow. We don't really know what it is aside from ancient and powerful and very.
I still say we buy a flashlight just in case.
Your dad chimes in. Yeah, no, the shadow was a name that the circle made for him. They don't know his true name. The shadow came from the fact that was his only identifying feature here on this realm. So
I completely forgot. You and Mom knew quite a bit about him, huh?
no, not your mother.
Just you?
John's mother did.
That's right. I knew that. Would have said that.
No, yeah. Catherine and I spent our entire lives in the circle looking into him and realized about partway through we weren't the chosen ones to defeat him and had accepted our fate.
Okay, so you do know something about defeating them
Well,
in character.
we know Catherine and I knew that he needed to be defeated and that there were going to be select people that would. And those people would be designated by the birth of the mage. And when we only got Preston, hey! We knew that it wasn't gonna be us.
Awesome.
Preston laughs it off. They both laugh. It's a running joke between them, you can tell.
Still kind of brutal though.
Yeah, brutal, cold-blooded.
Okay.
But if you all did find the Elder Sign grimoire or spell or scroll, yeah,
When he says it, is pick up the book.
wow.
Gotta
I
put it
can't
back
think
up.
of anything more powerful.
Well, the downside to it is,
You need a mage.
and the shadow stole ours. Who apparently is the mage.
I mean,
So
I could help.
assuming
You
we're
could help. You definitely could, but it would kill you doing it on your own.
Yeah.
We've been down that road before. I helped her before. I'll do it again. If needed.
I imagine though you didn't try to do it on something as powerful as the shadow though.
Probably not.
So it's probably gonna cost more than whatever it cost last time. It's usually how those work.
Cool.
Makes sense now. You know, the prophecy telling that the mage would be the only one with power to lock him away. Mage is probably the only one that could survive the spell.
Yeah, she's something.
I didn't get her back.
So my character interrupts them. So I'm just now remembering, didn't you guys want me to have my arm checked out or?
Oh yeah, he's got a shadowy arm.
Yeah.
Stain. Left a stain on him.
That does give me chuckles. And then immediately back to the seriousness of the situation. Preston, no, not Preston, Professor Orman chimes in. Right, we were gonna fix that as soon as we got here. We were going to attempt to fix that. Right. You'll have your eyes.
Wait, guys,
How is it
let
working?
me see if I can
Okay.
use this parent shadow on him. So my character is going to focus really hard and see if I can get the shadow to high five me. He's completely trying to make a serious face. I can't explain how serious he is trying.
Make a
He
power
looks like
check.
he's constipated from how hard he is focusing.
Make a power check.
Oh, just hilarious.
Power check.
Yeah, just roll to 100 and you gotta get lower than your power score.
I rolled a 78.
What's your
Wait, no,
power?
it's not 78. That was a 68.
What's your
I
power
am-
score?
It is 70. I am basically dyslexic today.
Are you watching?
Yeah, I'm watching.
See if you're concentrating super hard on something. Nothing's happening though.
Dang it, I was really hoping for that high five. Shadow Man did me dirty.
But I'll make sure I open my third eye too. Make sure I see it real good.
Okay.
See it real good.
Professor Orman starts gathering some materials, a book off of your. He goes over to the shelf to look for a book and then finds it in your stack and kind of just topples your stack over, takes it right out of the middle.
Dude.
They're not books. So anyway,
Careful what you do.
they're fun. And brings it over to you. Stays a fair distance away from you. Puts the book down, takes out another Sharpie, this is still the strangest sight, watching him draw a runic with a Sharpie just on the floor.
Can I just hand them my piece of chalk? This is getting awkward just watching someone write it on Sharpie instead of chalk.
He will not take the chalk. He is very happy with his Sharpie.
All I'm thinking about is making one mistake and then having to wash the whole thing off and just redo it again.
Scrub.
Well, he doesn't normally make mistakes, and this is his way of showing off the fact that he doesn't make mistakes.
I mean, he brought me here. I'm pretty sure that's evidence of a mistake.
Mic drop. No, that was not the.
No, this is Professor Orman. This is the old guy with the tattoos and the long silvery hair.
The one that walked away from me after talking about mushroom people.
Yes.
Still think it's mushroom people.
Um,
You know what? That's gonna be my roll through the game. I'm looking for mushroom people.
I will remember that.
We will know who to blame.
Looking for the ultimate munchkin.
So
Man.
he starts drawing runic symbols on the ground, not in a circle, but just drawing them kind of haphazardly in a pattern that none of you seem to really recognize. She's creepy. Yeah, that's true. And he starts chanting words, and you feel your arm start to tingle. And a place that, you remember the injury being. You watch as this shadow starts quaking. I don't know what word to use here. Definitely in distress, however.
Okay.
Is it causing me pain?
No, not pain. But it's almost like you're being tickled from the inside, but it's more intense than that. It's weird, and you don't like it, and you want it to stop, but yeah.
I feel like I should continue being an experiment. I'm just gonna say that. Just give me a giant glove and put it over my arm, and I think we'll be good. Just a magic seal around my arm. Just
There you go.
This won't hurt, I promise.
I'm still for persuasion. My character is clearly uncomfortable.
Yeah, do that actually.
My persuasion's an 86.
My proofs.
Roll a 36.
You believe her? She's telling you it's not gonna hurt. It should be fine.
It's the fact that it's uncomfortable, not the fact it hurts.
That's fair. It's just
So
a slight discomfort. But if you let him keep going, the feeling doesn't change necessarily, but you do feel it'll intensify and then fade, and it'll fluctuate like that. And you watch as you see like bursts of the shadow break forward, and then it fades, and you watch it come back. And
I think this is where one of my manias are gonna start to come in, because we all know I have a quick to temper thing, and I feel like you were either gonna forget about it, or I just feel like this would
I
add
don't
some
forget.
interest. But I'm gonna ask if that comes to play there, because the fact that you're saying it's going to intense and then fading away, and all I'm remembering is going under surgery and having that weird, it will, if it goes intense, it will start feeling.
Yeah, you can roll a sanity check.
What?
You can roll a sanity check. So you
Sanity
roll a
check?
D100 and try to get under your current sanity.
I have a really high sanity.
Wait for it. That changes.
I rolled under it. Well, you jinxed it. I rolled under it though. Barely.
So you
I
are
was
holding
far away
on
from
for the
it.
moment. You, while uncomfortable, understand that there's something going on with your arm, and the thought of something weird going on with your arm is currently more uncomfortable than the feeling of whatever he is doing to your arm. So you're keeping yourself in check for the moment. You don't know how much longer you can do that, but for the moment you're okay. It takes about 10 minutes of him chanting. And as the time goes on, the fluctuation fades. It's not happening as often, and the intensities aren't as intense. But you all can see like him clenching his fists every time you see it expand, you see it fist clenched. You can probably tell he's feeling it happen.
I have recorded this.
You can. No one else can see anything.
Okay, I still want to record.
Okay.
Gilbert's recording all of it.
Yeah, Gilbert's always recording. You guys always have recording everything.
Never mind.
But if you want your own personal recording.
I'll just still record.
But eventually it does.
Can I convince you guys to keep a small piece of it? Because this is a lot of things we can learn from. And even my character understands that if we have some knowledge going into it, it's winning the battle.
I don't want a piece of stain hanging out. Let's get rid of it.
Yep, burn it.
There's a bunch of people there's 2 people downstairs, well, not downstairs, but that are infected with it. How do we know that if are
Don't
they
think
not
it's the
infected
same.
with it? Or is one, like, you know?
Well, I think there's similarities, but they're different. We know they come from different sources.
Are
as
you
were
guys sure that
talking-
you don't want to take this small chance and learn more about our enemy?
I don't want to take the small chance of allowing any of that shit to linger. I know the source. We don't want that around.
As y'all are talking, Professor Ormond stops talking, stops chanting, and takes a deep breath. Is it gone?
Is it gone?
You look over and you can still see there are the 3 scratch marks, but the shadow is no longer emanating from it.
Okay. He's got scratch marks, but there's no shadow coming from it. So it looks like the shadow's gone for now.
So it scarred his aura.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, or it's all the homeless people, not homeless people, all the old people I killed. Just maybe a counter.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, nothing. Yeah, didn't say anything. I forgot that your character is a detective.
Special agent.
Just secretly has the old man killer on loose in the group.
I've got the cheap, well, actually, she wears nice suits, but sharp suit, handcuffs, badge, the whole 9.
So I'm gonna officially talk to the person about the one room since we're already here.
Okay, the
I'm
one
gonna
that owns this place is the one that just finished the ritual on your arm. So he's packing up his stuff to put away.
So can I actually do a science check to see if there's any science behind this magic?
I mean,
It's Cthulhu, so I'm thinking there is some science behind it because all of Cthulhu is science mixed with magic.
The issue there is your character wouldn't know any of that.
yeah.
Your Cthulhu Mythos is nil. You got to work with what your character knows, not what you know.
Yeah, and that's what my character knows absolutely nothing about magic, so he's gonna try figuring out if it's actual science or
I
magic.
mean, you can very easily look at it without even a roll that no, nothing he just did makes any logical sense.
I feel like that's why my character would ask.
Are you asking him?
Yeah.
He just looks up at you. Not too sure how much the theories and the creation of it all. I just know that I have these books and I know that I have the power to use them.
Can I borrow a book?
You're free to look. Can't promise you know what it says.
How would I find what would I roll to find the most likely one I can read?
You do not have to roll. You can read none of them. They're in a language you do not recognize.
Oh. Does my character have intelligence to decipher, or because I have so low infinity
It-
IQ?
No, it's not about intelligence. It's about you stare at the pages trying to decipher the writing or figure out what language it is, and it just becomes almost blurry to you. Like you are physically incapable of reading this.
Oh, you're staring at the rabbit hole, man. Don't jump in.
Look back and start cursing about fucking magic and just very angrily. Like I'm going into full conspiracy. Damn mushroom trying to hide all their knowledge. Wait, is this also the guy with the secret door that we not allowed to open?
Yes,
Is it okay if, since we're already here, if we address it to him?
you can do whatever you want.
I don't want to piss off my teammates though.
But you can ask him about it. Just don't
Yeah.
kick the door in or nothing.
I'm gonna use my persuasion to try to get him to talk.
Feel free.
I rolled a 66 out of my 75.
It's actually very much canon that his character wouldn't be able to let it go the way he's playing them. Seems like curiosity be a big part of your character so far.
So you're just trying to convince him to tell you who's behind the door?
I mean, I already figured out most of it, so it's just like putting a little more pressure on the knowledge I already know. He dug himself into a hole, and I'm just offering the shovel to dig himself out.
I already know it's a mushroom, man. You just gotta tell me he's a portobello.
I'm putting the crowbar on the table. You better tell me the answer I want.
Look, I promise you, the person behind that door means no harm to anyone.
Sir,
And there for their protection.
Sir, that was not the question I asked.
That's the answer I'm giving.
You see, you may have magic, but you see this crowbar here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say it's not a suppository,
Come on.
but it's long enough where I can get information.
Let me just say, you're in a realm that I control. So,
Fair enough. But do you know where mushroom people are?
no?
You win this round, Mr. Wizard person.
Okay.
I know I'm a magic man, but you're a wizard person.
I'll take it. Roll psychoanalysis for me. Ellie. If you were present for that conversation.
Push. It was 91. 29, much better.
You notice that Professor Orman looked at you a couple of times as he was talking. Side-eyed me almost. As he was talking to Alexander. He was trying to not do it.
Okay.
I'm learning too much. Gonna have me taken out quickly and quietly.
Not in a threatening way at all.
Let's see.
Just the moments, especially it was the moments of, trust me, there's nobody means you no harm. And that moment in particular.
It's your guys' turn on the conversation of the asking the guy or we move on. And wait, first I want to ask out of game, how well are we familiarized with the town? Like, should we like try to find some people that need help around the town with odd things? And
Oh, when we leave here and go back to Louisville, we've got a to-do list about 8 miles long.
ooh,
It's going to be hectic. Kind of dreading it, honestly.
Yeah, we got shit to do.
Yeah, a whole lot. We're in the city of Louisville. Our characters, I work at the field office there. Dolores is an aspiring author that rides with me pretty much kind of like a partner. John is independently wealthy pilot, has his own jet, makes money flying people around on said jet. Well, he did until he started working with us, and he just kind of hangs out and gets bored, I imagine, a lot. We don't really do fun stuff.
What's your detective's name again? I'm actually writing these down so I remember.
Oh, my character is Dr. Eloise Mayfield. She's a medical doctor and a psychologist and a special agent working in I don't even remember what they called our division, but a specialized division of the FBI.
So we have Peyton, Louise, Magic Man. I still have to figure out the twins, and then we have John the pilot.
Yeah, they're not twins. They are a couple, and they're Corbin and Aiden.
Wait. What was that word you just used? No, you.
I said a couple.
You too?
No, Aiden and Corbin.
Oh. Okay, I thought you were talking about. Never mind.
Shift your face, stop shifting.
That's why I was like, wait, what did I just miss? Yeah, no, Amy and Corbin are together.
Oh, no, there's only pencil sharpener in the
And Dion, you haven't really talked much out of all of your character. You're just like there in the background, and it makes me sad.
I
Gilbert's
am.
quiet, yeah.
I'm Gilbert Takahashi. I am a computer hacker, and I specialize in computer skills, surveillance, technology, things like that.
Trust me, he talks much more in D&D.
Yes, a lot more D&D.
God.
In this game, he was recently traumatized. He's got issues, and I accidentally aggravated the crap out of those issues. When
Well,
I thought I was an emergency.
there's really not a lot for me to say. Eloise and Dolores, well, they do most of the talking, and I'm somewhat of a tool in this game. I get in where I fit in. I speak up when it's time to do some computer stuff, some hacking. That's when I.
There's usually a lot more of that involved.
Right now they're in, mythos, magical.
Speaking of which,
Interrogation and stuff like that. That's their spiel.
Lita is Peyton, right? Peyton is Lita.
She is Dolores.
Oh, sorry, yes, I'm here.
What you got in that bag? What you got in that bag?
what? I don't have anything in my bag.
Can't
What is
show it.
that? What
It's-
is that?
Nothing.
We can't talk
It's a
about
bag
it.
of magic tricks.
We can't talk about it. We're recording.
Huh?
I need to find it. I'll get you guys what I
I think we should head back so we can go on the hunt for some. At least before we finish, we can have some combat.
You don't want combat.
No, this is not a fighting game.
No.
Combat bad.
Okay, we should go find some homeless people.
I am not producing bum fights.
First rule of bum fight. First rule of bum fight. No one survives bum fight. No witnesses.
Oh, let's get you.
There's a little bit in there.
All right. But yeah, when we get back to Louisville, we got to get back before the morning to see if the blacksmith guy calls. I'm gonna have to actually go talk to the director. So if somebody else could do that, that would be great. Weren't you supposed to be tutoring with your one lady?
Her very hot, sexy tutor. Yeah,
Yeah.
all alone.
Isn't
Isn't it great?
I need to find.
She knew you were with her. You know, you
You
told her you were
told me.
going to Acres.
Okay.
You told me you went and studied the magic.
Yeah, you did, yeah.
Okay, cool. I did tell you.
Yeah.
All right.
And we argued about, well, didn't argue, but we had a
discussion of whether it was fun or not.
Right.
I don't think it's a good idea, but it is what it is.
Yeah, let me copy some more of these grimoires real quick. Snap, 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 snap. And I'll be on my way.
I'm not sure what I'm overlooking, but I know.
There's no ketchup left in there.
No, there's
Alright, there's no
not. Very
ketchup.
sad.
Alright. Put a little bit of water down in there, shake it up.
You're
Thank
you're
you,
the
I
type of
gotta eat
person
without
who puts
ketchup.
water in
There's-
ketchup. I can't do it. I
I've
can't
done
do
it.
I've
We
done
used
it
to be
too.
pretty poor.
Yeah,
Like,
I still am pretty poor, so
Hmm.
I'll put some water in it, swish it around. You can catch it or something.
Just chocolate.
Speak up loud enough for Ray to hear you. Go for it.
Just one thing, waiting, Sean will pull out a notebook and just start writing random things in it.
Just off on your own.
Just finding somewhere to sit and
Okay. There's a really pretty waterfall. Sit by.
just,
Okay.
I forgot about that.
Mhm.
It sounds like a really cool spot. Yeah, I get all my emails and everything prepped. If I remember right, we're waiting for them to finish the brand design, right?
The design, yes, which Preston would have been working on. It is pretty much ready. As best as Preston could accomplish it. So,
So are there any requirements for how this needs to be made, or does it just need to be shaped like this, or? I need instructions to take to the smith.
right. I mean, iron's probably your best bet. If
Okay.
possible.
Okay,
That'd be my guess. But otherwise, just make sure like there cannot be any variations of the design at all. It has to be this symbol. Any slight variation, any imperfection is going to make it non-functioning.
okay. Well, that's amazing. Can you get this scanned digitally for me, Gilbert?
absolutely. I'll get my equipment out. Take a quick scan of the design. Save it in a file and voila. Do you need a copy of this on your
Yes,
laptop?
please.
I'll go ahead and send a copy to his laptop.
John, I will say, while you're sitting there and writing and thinking, you haven't really had a moment to take it in. You kind of came in after everyone had already made their own revelations about it. Staring at Eloise's dad, you recognize him. You know he used to come to your house often to meet with your mom. They would go off on business trips together all the time, what you remember. But you know they were very close friends. And seeing him reminds you of her. And you notice that your notes start from just random scrawlings, start, memories of her and things that remind you of her. And you start to think that you probably knew her pretty well. You were young when she died. you wanted someone to talk to, you'd be the one to do it.
Mm. So on that note, I'm definitely bringing my dad with me.
Mhm.
I got something I want to show him anyway. And like, you coming with? You want to come with? Cool. Okay, I was gonna take my dad with me to the field office. So much work to do. Like so much work to do at a desk. It's gonna be so boring. But, I think you can run with the digital specifications and talk to the blacksmith. Not that there's a whole lot of them around, but they're fun one, should be good.
Okay.
Cool. Hand him the flash drive with those specifications on it. Are you coming with us too, Gilbert?
Yeah, I think I'll accompany. Yeah, I'll accompany y'all on y'all's trip.
I'll send you a copy of the file I made that has the list of all of their like magical cheaters that are in all their various jobs and positions and their actual birth certificates. Say we need to make this as ironclad and actionable as possible. Whatever else you can dig up that may help the case, I'm going to present it to the director. And we're going to get the ball rolling.
I'll see what I can find out, but that's quite a list.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot. But I wouldn't trust it with anybody else. So no, you're welcome to come to the office with us. I think Dad and I might go to the storage unit and see what we can dig up as far as offense. We got to have something to fight with, and something tells me these special bullets from the circle aren't going to do much more than make the shadow mad if it comes down to it.
You can't fight him. No weapons. He's not killable. Not in this world. So unless you're planning on going into his realm and trying to hurt him there, like you said, we're only gonna make him mad.
But that is our plan C. If we can't lure him out, we've got to go there to get to Brooklyn. That's where he has her.
I think y'all can lure him out. Like I said, secret test is cool. Bruce is ego enough, he's gonna come running.
I think I'll stay at the office and see what I can dig up on this list.
And I'll do a random job.
Okay. It works. So, everyone's heading back to Louisville?
I thought Dolores wanted to
Dolores
stay.
No, I'm going back to Louisville.
Okay, so you're gonna go talk to Avery. None of us are staying.
Wait, I'll stay.
For sure.
I'm staying to keep an eye on what's his face.
Corbin, Aiden,
Yeah.
Foreman, and is Preston staying
Foreman will
behind?
stay, Preston will stay unless you will need him to come somewhere.
No, I assume he's making preparations for all the other stuff we gotta do.
Yes.
Because the best weapon we have currently would be to attempt to use the outer sun to try and trap the shadow. And we can't even attempt that yet, so.
Okay, so
Yeah, I've got to get in touch with the director about everything we've learned and the fact that my father's here in the office with me, as interesting as that is. Get my version of the file uploaded and let them know that Gilbert is still digging. And then, like I said, I'm probably going to be at my desk for days,
good.
making phone calls and doing paperwork and stuff.
So Orman sends all of you back to Louisville. As soon as you get back to Louisville, you get multiple notifications You get a notification.
Oh,
You get notifications, in which you guys also, as you're looking at notifications, you notice it is the next morning, like 3, 4 a.m.
Okay.
You did not spend that long in that conference, as far as you were aware.
Right.
So time spent went a little faster. And then you guys can assume. But you have a email notification. The blacksmith has agreed to meet with you. Very intrigued why an FBI officer wants to meet with him and what special project you might have for him. And then can't remember which other one was right now. What did I do? You have one from your father,
oh,
which you didn't give your parents your phone number,
oh.
but just voicemail.
Oh, I can listen to it.
It immediately sounds weird from the second he starts talking. Your father was always a very sure and proud man who never stuttered over his words or mumbled or said or like or anything like that. So it immediately catches you off guard when he stumbles over his first word. But it's his voice, it's definitely him. But it's Dolores, I'm not really sure what you've gotten yourself into. We need to talk soon. Alone.
What kind of quick can happen?
That's the message.
I hang up.
Mhm.
I put my phone in my pocket.
Mhm.
I carry on like I haven't heard anything.
Okay.
But it's like 3, 4 in the morning.
Okay. Was
Yep.
breakfast, gym, shower, work?
What do y'all do with Alexander? He kind of got yanked out of Iowa. He doesn't have a place to stay.
Yeah, I was just debating that. Like my character would view him as someone with special needs based on the behavior. So some
I
like,
mean, in defense, I do have a card, but you guys don't know that yet. And a boat. But those are currently not needed.
yeah, but they're both several hundred miles away in another state too. I guess it would be good to figure out what's going on there through the morning. Huh? I think we're.
I'm back at the office checking out that list. Y'all be all right if I go ahead and tap out?
Yeah, we're almost done. So you can, if you need to leave, you can.
Yeah, I'm at the office checking on that list. I'll try and pick up where y'all left off. I gotta get some sleep.
Sounds good.
All right.
I like how the agreed consensus is that my character is mentally unstable, but special needs. It's not even spoken. It's just like this is agreed upon thing.
Well,
Played him very well.
yeah.
All right, good night.
Night.
We will see you tomorrow. I don't think we're streaming tomorrow, but we're still gonna record it and put it up on the YouTube channel.
Okay.
I think people might like my dialogue.
It's been very interesting. But be ready tomorrow night. Remember, you're going to the abyssal realm.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
yeah.
rewatched the video. It was very fun.
Yeah, I'll be ready. Have a good one, y'all.
You too,
All
man.
right, be safe.
So you're just gonna ignore the, which one? And you should contact the director, let her know what was going on.
Yeah, well, I'm sending her a massive email with a bunch of attachments and links to secure server
Yeah.
that we use with all the case information and requesting advice on how to proceed.
She comes to your office actually, a couple hours later. After you've settled in.
I will invite Alexander to come with me since he doesn't have a place or anything.
Okay.
And we can try to figure out how to get him home from the field office. If that's what he wants to do.
Okay. But yeah, so she kind of knocks on the door, but then comes in right after, not waiting for a response. Closes it behind her. It's immediately. Who is this?
This is Alexander.
Does not answer my question.
Stain marked him. We helped get rid of him, and he's misplaced. Tell you what, hey, hand you a $20 bill. Go grab something to eat, and you can make your way back here. Yep, he is muted.
I'll let you vouch for him. Okay, so we have a problem. You found a lot of evidence.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, that evidence proves the existence of the mythos. That goes against everything the circle stands for.
Mhm.
So unfortunately, we can't publish it as it is.
Right. I was trying to think of a way to spin it. We have to find a way to get to these people.
Yeah.
I'm certain that's the way.
I agree. We have to find a way to explain to people how everyone missed it without mentioning a mythos fail.
Well, the senator was the most powerful one among them. We could. That would be huge, though.
Good
I don't want to
assessment.
just blatantly admit that it's a Manchurian scheme.
We can't. We have to avoid chaos. The circle was put here to keep peace, to keep people from finding out about things that would only drive them to insanity.
Right.
We
So
can't.
I got a plan. I mean, it might have chaos and it might be a bad idea, but we get a plane. We all jump out of it. When the guy's alone, like we calculate it, and the plane just takes care of the business for us. No questions asked. It'll just be a freak accident.
Is he aware he's sitting in front of the director of the FBI?
I'm not 100% sure on what he is and isn't aware of, but the basket's not full.
I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear about a plan to crash a plane into civilian territory.
Yes, Alexander, we do not discuss domestic terrorism in front of the director of the FBI.
I give a wink like I understand it. Got it. We don't talk about it directly. Let's just say it's on foreign. Let's just say they have oil.
Please, out of my earshot. So yeah, this evidence is great. I'm so glad you all found this.
Well, I have Gilbert trying to look for other stuff that's actionable. And maybe we can tie together. They're definitely linked. If they're doing anything criminal, they're probably involved with each other. potentially, but we're seeing what we can find. Love to find something white collar and financial. That way we can just say they're all in on it and bring them in together.
The problem we're having, which we've had people looking into it as well, is that the Malorn name's not attached to anything outside the church.
I can
They've
connect.
been very painstakingly careful in making sure their name isn't on anything.
They missed one important detail that I don't think they caught on to yet. He keeps meticulous records of everything. That's where we got all this. He's got some sort of quantum computer inside that orphanage.
Right, but all this evidence is proof of the veil. We have to find something that's outside that. Because all this stuff should have been seen. There's no reason. People are going to question why they didn't see it.
What if we over science it?
It's possible.
Like instead of using magic to make them look older, hormone therapies to make them age faster.
We'll have to spearhead it and make sure when people eventually go to test them that there's proof of that in their systems.
Wait.
And all this
So-
injecting hormones into a bunch of innocent people.
This is where my conspiracy nut guy comes and it's just like, so you want to make them look guilty. Make it do back the old situation of putting chemicals into people's waters and experimenting on them. Frame them for that. And then we can easily explain the non-aging things by using a lot of plastic surgery from an unknown source. Blame some evil bad guy in there. It's completely crazy, but 100% work. We could say he's poisoning the people with chemicals, not only so he can experiment, so he can eradicate a town, so he can get some oil under the ground.
But it's
Be
too
a
widespread
millionaire.
for it to just be a town though. These people are all over the
No, this
place.
is national, international.
He's been doing this, operating out of various orphanages for quite some time.
Then let's just let's slap him with that
Can we just
Epstein
blame
title and then get him arrested. I mean, all you guys have to do is plant some evidence and we can put him out and then we can investigate why he's put in jail for Epstein charges. I mean, I know you guys have the connections.
We
to
put him
do
in
it.
jail before. He
Yeah,
doesn't stay long.
didn't stick. He's got a lot of resources and connections.
I know, but that short amount of time we have, we can at least like go to his area and check. I mean, you have the connections. If you have the suspicion, you can easily check why he's gone, and we can get the evidence we need. Plus, we get to rob a place why someone's gone. So it's the best of both worlds. You guys get evidence, and I get a bunch of shiny things. I mean, we're already discussing a criminal actions, and it's not like it's going to leave this room.
I'm gonna look at the director and say very straight faced, I'm gonna end up arresting him. I can feel it.
If I don't do it first.
Also, for my helpful actions, I want complete immunity for the actions I have previously done.
Yeah, that's not how this works, buddy.
That does not mean I'm admitting to any criminal action that's happened in the past couple months involving homeless people or the elderly.
Just do us all a favor and go get a cheeseburger.
You had me at burger.
Okay, after Alexander leaves, the director looks at you. Where in the world did you find him?
I didn't. Our friend Stephen Dunn did. When I asked him politely to retrieve my father, if it was indeed my father. Who? Fortunately, it was. And like, he's here with us. But he took it upon himself to bring us a +1. It coincidentally was attacked by something derived from Angela Stain's magic. She is still very active in Iowa. I don't know what she's doing,
Trying to drive you crazy.
more than likely. But it's working.
It's one thing I can think of. Can't think of anything else special in Iowa.
Someone needs to think of better bullets.
In the process.
I was just being sarcastic.
No, you sent us back the bullet that you used on her.
Yes.
So we've been looking at it. We think we have something in development.
Speaking of, U of L, I sent you the application.
You did, yes.
You may want to get some of that blood yourself. I'm fairly certain we're dealing with a hybrid of some sort. There is definitely something's been done to this boy.
Okay.
It's in his aura, according to Dolores, and his blood's not right either.
I'll be sure to get a lot of them.
I come
That
back
may
with
harvest
burgers.
develop something that could affect the shadow as well.
Where's the boy now?
Sequestered, as we discussed. Safest place I could find.
Okay.
It might
I
just
come back
be
with-
shock, but there's something going on. He's not quite right. Under observation. See how things go.
Okay.
Your boy comes back with the
I'll get in contact
burgers.
with this. Get the NDA his way, get a vial of blood, and I will get you as soon as the bullets work. Or
I
well,
come back-
I know it tests it very quick.
I'll let you know when we get the mousetrap made.
Sounds good.
I come back with the burgers and address. So we doing the Epstein charge deal? Are we gonna consider it? Or is it too for passing the line?
Keep an eye on this one.
I will try. Okay, we need to have
I-
a discussion about my self-control, Alexander. I commonly shoot people that get on my nerves.
Tell me you're not gonna do a Die Hard situation, shoot a kid.
You are
He's
not.
done it before,
Oh,
or she's done it before.
You are not kid sized, therefore you do not get kid rules. You are mountain sized, so you get armed felon rules.
It was only one time with a crowbar. Well, multiple times, but it was a one-time thing of multiple cases.
All right. You're welcome to hang out here until I hear.
Are you- You guys okay?
Doesn't sound like it, does it? What's up, man? You're more than welcome to hang out here, but I've got lots of work to do.
Is there any leads on the mushroom type of people?
Oh my gosh.
Not that I am aware of, not yet. But, you know, if we get through this, I might have an idea of where to start.
Fair enough. I still think we should do the Epstein situation idea and search his computer.
Oh, they
It's
have
the
access
most-
to this computer.
It's the most present idea, and it will get him into court, allowing to seize his computer.
We've got to get permission to access it in the first place. We have illegal access to a computer that we can't admit exists, which is where we found out what we know. So we've got to find a legitimate avenue to get actionable evidence. is what
Any
we-
evidence seized in a alleged thing most likely seems like it'd be confiscated, and if existed, will be written off the books, especially if it's that, well, dark of an outcome. It's never going to be officially addressed besides as evidence of prosecution.
Well, the end game isn't prosecution. We're trying to draw this bastard out so we can trap it, cash it into another dimension or something. What happens to his Manchurian children, I don't know, but they can't stay as they are either. They're children. They're using some sort of magic to educate them very quickly and then make them look older and fabricating degrees and all sorts of certifications. They're everywhere. I don't trust it.
I think I have an idea of where they could be educating.
Well, we know where that's happening, but we have to prove it.
We can declare them, we can investigate pretending to be previous members, and we can plant drugs.
No, that nothing like that would stick. We've already sent somebody in and that didn't end well. Although I did get to have a blast sneaking in and breaking them out. That was fun. Dangerous as crap. Should have died. I almost did die.
So can they use magic spells or something, or would they fight hand by hand and guns?
Well, we don't really encounter too many people with magic. There's no telling what the shadow himself would bring to play. But yeah, I mean, generally speaking, bad guys tend to have guns when they're dealing with as much money as these people have. So getting shot's a very real possibility. And in saying this, I've got like signs of being recently wounded on me. My hit points are not full.
I say we might have to go in guns blazing on one of these.
Eventually, I'm sure it's in the job.
We might have to allocate some FBI sources off the book.
Yes, we, and I'll point to myself, might. You are not an FBI agent. You need to calm down, let me work, wait for your ride.
This is stupid, but I think it's something fitting for my character. I put my crowbar on the table and I just have scribbled FBI on it.
It's going to be really fun not getting along with you.
I feel like it's impossible not to get along with him. It's just, he's so wholesome about everything.
Except for
He's
the
clearly
murder.
like a psychopath, but he's so nice about it. Like he could clearly be the big bad evil guy, but you wouldn't notice because he's so wholesome about it. Like the fact he openly admitted to murder, but he's just been so optimistic about everything else.
Yeah, we're going to have to address that at some point. But right now, you seem mostly harmless.
Oh, I love playing with you guys. You just roll with it.
Well, you two are having your moment. We're ready to jump at Dolores. Your friends are gone. You are in the room with Professor Ormond and Preston.
Your brain's in there. You really need to pound that show.
And you're just still looking through the books, spending your time doing that. When you hear a across the room.
I'm gonna look up. What do I see?
You look around, things that you see. First thing you see is doesn't look like Ormond or Preston have made any acknowledgement of a sound. I'm just trying to look to where the sound really came from, and you see a faint figure there. Can't really make out details, it's too far away. It's out like by the water, and you are smart enough to know that running water is a very strong source of energy for spirits. But it's out like by the waterfall, so it's between the water and the mist from the water. Can't really make out details.
Okay.
But you can see enough that you see them like motioning you over.
I will put my book down for a minute. I'll go see what the spirit wants.
Are you trying to do stealthily? You just walking over there? Here's the word. Ormond and Preston kind of look over at you when you get up, but acknowledge you moved and then go back to whatever they're doing. You make your way over there, and as you get closer, you start to make out more and more details. You can tell that it is a female as you get closer. Very prominent attributes to notice. And you see dark hair. As you get closer, it looks more solid than a spirit would be. But not full body. This isn't when a person is standing there. But it's more solid than a spirit. Keep going.
I gotta know.
Okay. Make way forward. As they're kind of turned to their side now that you have approached, so you can't make out any facial features or anything. But their dark hair is tied up in a ponytail, and they've got just basic casual clothes on. And as you get, how close you get?
Not far enough for it to touch me.
Okay, so 10 feet, 5 feet.
Yeah.
5 feet. Okay.
10 feet. 10 feet.
Pick one.
10.
Okay. I'm gonna wait till you come back. As you get within 10 feet of the figure, you hear the voice again. A familiar voice.
Oh no.
He asked you to stop. And she turns around.
We do have another game tomorrow, right?
And now I have to take you.
Oh, fuck me.
Not to work at it tonight.
Hey Ray, we do have a game tomorrow too, right? It's Fridays and Saturdays.
And we have D&D on Saturdays.
Oh. So it's just so Saturdays. Well, I think am I part of the D&D group or just this one? I completely forget days.
Just this one. We have too many players in our D&D games.
So this game is every Friday, right?
Every Friday, unless my life gets really, really complicated, and then we'll get a week. But I think my life's going back to normal now, so should be every Friday. But I'll let you know way ahead of time if we're doing this week.
Okay.
Got bubbles for one character. And slippers for another character.
Hello, Bill.
I'm trying to pretend like it didn't happen.
Y'all left the Lord's alone in the mythos realm. I don't know what you wanted to me.
I don't know how she found them there. They're not supposed to be able to find us.
I have to call it quits for the night. I always find a favorite, so I'll be back.
We went there because it was supposed to be safe. We weren't
Mhm.
supposed to be able
Except
to be found there.
when y'all brought his eyes right into
Those
So guys, it was nice playing with you guys. I have to go.
Hi, night.
Night.
I thought Brooklyn was his eyes.
What? I'm doing it.